he's probably going to say that.
That's a little complicated.
Okay.
You know, life is complicated, but you know, as long as we try, we can make it happen. Can we try?
All right, then that's what we have to attempt. So, because the only problem was because of the whole Discord thing.
Carmen, do you have a laptop?
It's in my backpack. What are we logging on to?
Backpack. Log on to maybe Instagram.
No.
No?
We can just do Discord.
What's
It's
Discord?
just Discord has to work. So, Discord is what I use for the streams usually. I'll explain everything once we settle. So can we try Discord again to make sure, see it works?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, she has Discord?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a taro. I don't know if you've eaten taro before. Taro's sweet.
That's fine. Now I can eat taro.
Yeah, so Instagram's over there. But I have this here just so it's a little easier to read.
What's that?
Like Instagram.
Oh.
But it's not easier to read.
Oh,
so.
wait. So you have Instagram in two places?
So what I'm doing is so you know how usually like if you're streaming with one phone, this is what you're streaming with, and then you have to be like, so the idea here is that you can see what you need to see.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll have the main screen, so like you'll have Instagram here so you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
You have Facebook here so you could see it, but this is also we're streaming on here, which people are saying bad stuff. I don't know if you're catching any of it.
I am not catching
Elmer,
any of it.
Josh, Bridget, Lorraine,
Why are all these people on it?
Kara,
Guys, go away. Don't you have better things to do
and
than
then
listen to me?
over here. So this is what Twitch looks like. It's more like
Oh, Twitch. Oh
Yes.
my god, like Twitch.
you guys are gonna be doing Twitch.
We are, like,
These
as an
are
EM.
as an EM.
Oh,
So
word.
these are all the comments.
Yeah, you know, EM's out here doing Twitch because we on the sitch like Kim Possible. We never impossible.
Hey.
We to lossable because we're like flim croppable and slim tossable because we toss things with my banana. If you get hot, come here and I'll just fan it, fan out, fan this.
I don't know where she went.
Fan pow. Yeah, I don't know. Cameron still there? Carmen, you still there?
And there's people on Instagram. Guys, go away. Nice. So confused.
There's still people there?
So there's lot 6 here.
Why?
There's 3 here, and there's too many over here.
What? What do you mean there's too many?
No, I'm just joking. There's 9.
That's so
Oh snap!
much.
Bars.
I'm stressed.
Luceto's watching too.
I'm stressed.
Yo, can you react to penguins of Madagascar? Stop racism. Why would I'm not a react. I don't do reactions to streams. I mean, we don't do reactions.
Someone's asking me, can you react to Penguin?
So like, I'd pull up the YouTube video and react to it. Penguins of Madagascar. Stop
Why?
racism. I mean, I could if you.
But we're not gonna do that because we're not about that life at this moment. But thanks for asking. We take requests.
I'm gonna take your butts now, but if you want to say.
Huh?
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you, Carm. Loud and clear.
Still on the left side.
Yay! I can't see
You know, sometimes in life we can't see our future, but we end up talking to things that are invisible and that are great, which is ourselves. So right now, let's pretend I am you.
Oh yeah, let me fix that.
Fix what?
This.
So she can see us?
Okay.
Oh my god, Carm. Carm, can you see me? Oh my god, Carm. Go best friend. Go best friend. Go. Oh my god. If Lorraine's watching, she'll know what that means too.
Jeff looks very stylish tonight.
What?
Bridget. Oh, Cameron's here.
Cam.
Cam.
Oh god.
Jeff and technology equals law, but you are chocolate.
What? What are they saying? Guys, are you saying bad things about me? Come on, guys. You guys know how I am when it comes to technology.
That's racist.
Alright. Do we have any Alright, first and foremost, I know this like real talk thing is like real. Everybody who's watching this, if you have any questions in regards to like life and anything, please challenge me.
Now
Carmen,
is the time.
You too. Now's the time. I have nothing to hide, and I will say absolutely whatever you would like for me to ask.
Tempting, guys. Let's go.
Go for it. I will
Greetings,
give you
family.
a minute.
Mike Shea's here too.
And
Nalene. I love all of you guys. She'd be one of the most entertaining streamers.
Remixed.
I'm gonna ask you questions. Natasha asks, what is the meaning of your existence?
What? Wow.
There you go.
What? You see how I'm coughing? That's a real life question. We have a guest here that says, what is the meaning of your existence? Well, the meaning of my existence is what the meaning of your existence is. That's literally my answer to that. So what that means is the meaning to my existence means that I am who I am because of the people I am surrounded by. And I have become who I've become because of the humans that have entered and left my life. So I would not be who I am if it wasn't for my interactions with every single human being I have interacted with and that I have not interacted with. So the meaning to my existence is, my existence means it is everything and nothing all at the same time. Look at Carmen. She's over here she's like, one more time? Wow. That is head tilted like, okay. Oh, wow. I like your hairstyle, by the way, Carmen.
Yeah, we're missing a lot of stuff.
Thank you.
My pleasure, miss. My pleasure. We're missing a lot, you said?
Just because I had to change. I don't know what's happening.
I'm kind of on a crazy hair venture right now.
Girl, I'm feeling it. This look, I'm feeling this look.
Me too.
So keep it.
Someone,
If you feeling it, if you feeling it, that's all that matters. That's all I gotta say. So if other people,
I'm trying one other look, and then I'm probably gonna come back to this depending on how I feel about it.
how you determine? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry.
Keep going.
I was going to say, I was gonna ask what other look are you going to try, but if it's a secret, you do not have to say anything.
It's not a secret. I'm dreading my hair.
You're what?
Dreading.
Dreading it?
Yeah.
Ooh, like that? That'd be dope. Ooh, that would be cool. That'd be interesting. I can't wait to see it. When you do, can you please share with me? Because I'd love to see what it comes out to. Yeah, word. Awesome. Definitely.
You have 2 questions.
Oh, I have 2 questions. What are the 2 questions?
One is, how do you determine your future career-wise?
How do I determine my future career-wise?
As in, future career.
How do I determine my future career-wise? By looking into myself.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want to determine where they're going to be in life or what they want to do, then you have to look at yourself. What I mean by looking at yourself is by looking at my willpower and my will of fire. What that means is seeing how strong my will is when it comes to anything in life, whatever negative thing that hits me, and whatever thing that challenges me. Does it challenge me to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I can do this anymore? We all have weak moments where we're just like, I'm not really feeling it, but if that's okay. Weak moments are made to happen for us to overcome it and become even stronger from that. So like I said, it's very important to look into yourself and look into your own will of fire. And I always say this to people who I really connect with and I really converse with. I always say that my will of fire is one of the strongest. Like you will not defeat my will of fire. You can do a lot. If you can do as many things or say as many things to me as you can, and I'll be like, that's okay. I'm gonna still keep going and kill the game at the same time. Does not matter what you say, and it's just like who I am and what I'm about. Because the way I see it is, if I give up, then I'm giving up on other people who believe in me.
Yup.
And if I'm giving up on myself, then I'm giving up on the rest of the world. And if I give up on the rest of the world, I'm giving up on the universe. If I'm giving up the universe is going to give up on me. And it's just going to go downhill. And we do not want that, ladies and gentlemen. So whenever we go through things that are very, that takes a toll on ourselves, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, we just have to be patient with ourselves and understand that that's like a part of life. It's a small part of life, but we are alive and breathing. We just have to keep it going. Feel me, Carmen?
Yeah.
I know Carmen.
Can
feels
you, and someone just asked, can you focus on many things in life, like careers?
it. Can you?
She's young. She's like 14.
Who's asking this?
Jess, she's a dancer from Planet Dance.
Jess. Hey, Jess from Planet Dance. Your question is what? I can't see it.
Can you focus on many things in life, like careers?
Like careers, like more than one career or a main career. So okay,
Give her 10 seconds.
I'm going to say if it's more than one career, can you focus on it? It depends how much you're trying to focus yourself in it. So if you're trying to really grow and really become strong in this certain career that you're focusing on, then I choose not to juggle it. I choose to concentrate on that one focus. Like for example, dance, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna go off in this, blah blah blah. But when I need a break, I will take a break and I'll focus certain things on like music or writing. Like for example, for those of you who don't know, I do like to write music and I do like to write poems and I do produce my own music just for myself, or I mix it when I actually teach certain classes. I'll be like, you can't find the song because I mixed it myself. It's an actual song, but I'll put in extra beats because this is what I hear in my head. Or I'll sing. I love to sing, and so I'll just work on songs that I've written, and I'll just sing it to myself. And I'm like, I think I'm going to do an open mic and just sing and make sure it's more honest. But when it comes to juggling things at the same time, I can do it not on 150% level. I can do it at like a 80% level and divide myself, because if I do 100%, I'm going to be very worn out and I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I do when I normally do it. So I hope that answers your question.
Yes. And then we're going to move on to another question.
Just still mad stressed about this setup. You know what? I'm not stressed about the setup anymore, but like low-key, I kind of am, because I don't know where to look.
So this is
I'm just looking at my girl Carmen right here. Carmen! My girl Carmen wasn't here. If Carmen wasn't here, I'd be hella stressed. I'd be like, damn, what the hell is my life? Where am I staring at right now? So, yeah.
Sophia.
All thanks to Carmen.
I'm glad she's still here.
Yeah, I'm trust me, I'm glad you're still here too.
So Sophia has a follow-up with the question she asked earlier about our existence.
Sophia.
Natasha. Sophia. She said, yes, that is who you are as a person, but why? What is the meaning of it all?
What is the meaning of what all?
When she asked about existence,
Mm-hmm.
basically, do you feel that you know why you were put on this earth? Do you know what your meaning is?
If Natasha is still watching, do I know what my meaning is? I do know what my meaning is. If you're asking why I know what my meaning is, it's not a sense of why, it's a sense of feeling. So it's I've learned and I've understood with my set of skills, my set of qualities that I've been acquired, and that happens naturally. I can do things that not a lot of people can. So it's not something that I'm like, why are you like this? It's not a sense of why. It's a sense of me understanding that I was put on this earth with these qualities and this sense of things that I can do things in life and society that has me fit in a certain way. Now, if I remove all those qualities, those personalities, those skills, I'm nothing but of a spirit that's a part of the universe that connects me in a way that people don't understand in society on this level, where people are here and we see things as government, see things as constitutional, see things as logical, see things as it has to make sense, see things as we have to put a word over it, because things that have words means it has meanings. Things that have meanings means it's real life, but it doesn't. If it does not have a word and if it does not have a meaning, that means it's not real life. So I'm telling you, these things that I'm part of, the reason why I exist, it's something that I do not have a word for, and it's something that I do not have a meaning for, and it's something that people will say it's not real life, but it's more real than people will ever know, because it's something that they cannot see. And if they cannot see it, they will not believe it. But if they do not believe it, they don't need to believe it, because I'm here. And if I believe it and I'm continuing what I'm doing because of it, that's all that matters. It does not matter what other people believe. Other people will believe their level of their own perception. And their own perception can be like way down there under my feet, or like way at my level, or way even higher. Not saying I am better than anyone else, but I see things in a different way. And you people can even call me crazy. Call me crazy. Go ahead. I'd be like, that's right. My middle name's Crazy, and I'll do this dance. Go, best friend. Hey, hey. Go, best friend. Hey. That's how I feel. But yeah.
We have a lot rolling in.
Huh?
We have a lot rolling in.
Yeah. Questions?
Hey, Emily Duffield.
Emily Dufield's.
Over
What?
here.
What's over here?
Yes.
This technology stresses me out. Just to let you guys know, I am not a technologic. 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 Techno. Technologic. Technologic. I'm not a technological person.
Tyler asks, how realistic is it to make basketball as a career? Sports over dance? ?
Sports. How realistic is it to make basketball as a career?
Yeah.
As realistic as the will inside of you is. So if you want to make basketball your career as much as you want to breathe, then you can make it happen. But if you do not want it as much as you want to breathe, then you will not make it happen. Why? Because it depends how much you want something. So if you want something as bad as you want to breathe, then for sure you will make it happen, because you'll do everything you need to do to make it happen. You'll risk things. You'll risk time with friends. You'll risk money. You'll risk your mentality. You'll risk things that people don't want you to do. You'll go against society's expectations, because for people to make it in, especially as a professional in a sport, they say it's like 1 of 1,000 kids. And the reason why I know this is because before dance, for me, it was football. And that was my first thing. I was like, screw dance, football all the way. And I'm still like, football all the way. I love football. I will never give up football. That's how much I love football. And so anyways, but so if you want a sport, or if you want to take sport as serious in your life as a career than with anything else, then you need to want it. No, sorry. You don't need to want it. You need to need it as much as you need to breathe. Because if you have that, then your will become stronger and stronger and stronger. And it'll become stronger not only because of yourself, because of other people that will doubt you. Because let me tell you, out there, and notice how I said motherfuckers out there will tell you will not make it. And that's where you need to prove them wrong, because people have told me that in regards to dance. And look where I'm at, motherfuckers.
I do that too. I have those moments.
All right, I'm done throwing shade. I'm done.
So we're kind of just like, because you're getting them faster than you're responding.
Oh God.
But
How are you seeing these questions? Where are you seeing these questions?
Because I'm looking there.
Oh my God,
Nothing's happening on Facebook and Instagram. So it's mostly Twitch and Instagram. Y'all should just go to Twitch and not Instagram. It's so much better. Okay.
Yeah, guys, can we just do this Twitch thing? Because, like, y'all stressing me out looking at 6 different places at once. Like, I have one neck. Not 6 necks. I'm like...
Okay. So back to the juggling things.
Mm-hmm.
Says, I want to focus on many different things, so I don't know how to handle it or figure it out.
I want to focus on many different things. I don't know how to handle it and figure out. Well, honey, let me tell you this. What do you want to focus on the most?
Okay.
Find one thing that you want to focus on the most.
Okay.
Or find something that you find very essential. Who's saying this?
Jesse.
Jesse.
From Planet Dance.
From Planet Dance. Jesse from Planet Dance. Boo, how you doing, girl? Are you feeling good? I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling good because I'm feeling good. So if I'm feeling good, you have to feel good because we're both the same person. Anyways, focus or try to find something or find one of those qualities that you feel the most and attack that. When you feel yourself growing in that and when you feel yourself progressing like as big as possible and you feel yourself like, okay, I'm doing really great, but I'm getting worried about these other things that I want to grow in, then try that other thing. But don't focus 100% on that. Make sure this first thing that you're concentrating on is doing well. Keep feeding it, keep nourishing it, but keep your eye on the other thing that you're like, ooh, I still want to work on this as well. Oh my god, stressed.
Keep going.
Keep nourishing the first thing that you want, but also put your mind set and energy on the other things in small aspects. So yeah, you're growing this one thing. Now let's say you have these 6 other things and keep feeding those 6 other things with small things. Yeah, so not just thinking about it, but also putting some sort of energy as in like going to research about it, and if not researching about it, going into events that has to do with that thing you want to concentrate on, but keeping your mind on this. Yeah, because you don't want to juggle 6 things at the same time, because it'll be overwhelming and you'll be stressed out, and it'll be to a point where like you won't even enjoy it anymore. You'll just be trying to do a lot of things and you'll be like, oh my god, like I'm doing what I want to do, but like I'm not even enjoying it anymore because I'm doing too much, and now I'm stressed, and now it's not of a passionate thing, it's just a stressful thing. And we don't want to over stress ourselves. We want to do things to the point where we feel comfortable, but it's challenging us. Not only is it challenging us, but we're enjoying that challenge. So we're like, okay, we're enjoying this challenge. I'm going to keep killing this. This is awesome. I feel so good. Not only do I feel so good and so motivated, I feel so good and so motivated that I'm even going to try this other thing at the same time and whatnot, and see how much energy I can put into this. And then if you're able to juggle those 2 things, then awesome, you can juggle those 2 things. And then if you're like, all right, let me try this 3rd thing, and then this 3rd thing is like, that's too much, take yourself back, relax, take a breather, and be like, okay, because sometimes we stress ourselves out and we just let ourselves be stressed, but we don't breathe. So what I'm going to tell you is, when that happens, is calm down, take a moment to sit back, inhale, exhale, focus on that big thing that you were focusing on first, and then go back to the 2nd thing. And then you're like, okay, I remember when I went to the 3rd thing, I was stressed. So let me like take a moment to just not go on that and just focus on the 2nd thing and the 1st thing and whatnot. And even if the 2nd thing is stressing you out, focus on the 1st thing and really try to build that as much as you can. I hope that helps. Now,
that was great.
Was that great?
That was great.
Thank you. You little suckers over here, over there.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, UMass Lowell people.
And EM is
and
there.
EM and UMass Lowell people.
Yeah.
Y'all should be in rehearsal. I am disappointed. Y'all should be training. Kevin, Justin, you too? You too? Justin? Justin, Charlie, you were another one? Let me guess. Is your sister there too? Huh? Is your sister there too? I know Nalene wouldn't be there because, she's responsible. Unlike you guys. Hey, enough with the immaturity over there. Enough. Kevin, enough. You're supposed to be the most responsible one there, Kevin. Kevin, you're supposed to be the most responsible one there. What is happening here? I looked up to you, mother effer. I looked up to you, okay? The fact that you're doing this has got me having second thoughts about your existence. No, I'm kidding. Why are you guys all out together? You guys stressing me out. There's too much energy here. Gerald's there too? Gerald's there too? And Artemis Maximus is there. Gerald's there. Put Gerald on the screen. Put Gerald on the screen this moment. Put Gerald on the screen. Put Gerald. I know you can hear me. Gerald? What the fuck are you doing here? No, Justin, get the hell off the screen. I'm talking to Gerald right now. Gerald. Palapple. What are you doing? What's going on here? What's happening? What's going? Oh, where was I? I was in another country after dancing. Drove my ass. What? Look what I have. Oh, that's really nice. Charlie, shut up. I do. Those things are like witch fingers. She's like, hey, everyone. Like Gerald's fingers would be like, oh my God, stop, guys. I don't understand what's happening. What is happening? And it's like this. Like, I don't understand. Jeff, can I get your thoughts on unconditional love in a dating atmosphere? I've asked for time before, but I want to get your take on it. Whew.
Wait. Where is that? Okay, hold on. Carmen got me hooked on Motionless. I listen to them every time in the car. Mike.
Is that mine?
Yeah, it is.
I know that it takes the right amount of time for each person to find the meaning of their existence, but is it possible to never find your meaning to your existence? Yes.
Yes, he answered that for me.
That's very simple.
Yeah.
Jeff, okay, unconditional love. I'm going to skip over to these guys real quick. Are you where you want to be in life? Is there anything you would change?
Are you where you want to be in life?
Yeah, these are older than these.
These are older?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ashley Morehouse asked.
These questions are raking in, huh?
Yeah.
Someone said, I just saw a huge accept it. Wow. Accept what? What do we have to accept? Oh my God, all my loves. I know, all my calls.
Here, just that one question.
Mammer?
Danny Mam.
Mammer? Is Dan? Oh my God, Dan, I miss you. Please come down to Massachusetts, please. I love your existence. It's beautiful, and you're just a beautiful human. But what was the question on here?
Are you where you want to be?
All right, am I where I want to be? All right. To answer that question, if I were to die right now and my existence were to just disappear, or I would just physically transition, because personally I do not believe in death.
Same.
But that's another thing. I would be completely okay with it. I have completed a lot of things that I wanted to complete in life. Can I do more? Of course. There's like unlimited amount of things I can see, experience, overcome, and just become in general. Like, as much as the universe is endless, so am I. So that's how I see it. So am I where I want to be in life? I'm going to say no, because there's always new things in life that I want to achieve. And those things are always going to be endless. But like I said, if I were to die right now, I'd be like, I'm set. I've completed so many things that I wanted to complete that I'm like golden. Like, I've traveled and I toured with my friends in my own company. Not a lot of people can do that and be like, I've made a company up in a very young age. We went on tour together, and we performed on stage together, and we traveled numerous places together, like with our friends. Screw friends, with our connections. You know what I mean? To me, that's important. That's really hard to do because people will achieve things and be like, yeah, man, like I got this job, da 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 da. Like I wish you can come with me. Like, yeah, but too bad my career is different, and I wish I could follow your career, but like, you know, I chose the 9 to 5 job, but I'm happy you're doing that job. I'm like, yeah, man, we could have done that together. You're like, yeah, you're right, but you know, have to have steady bills because I have a family, da da da. That's an excuse. Not an excuse, but it's an excuse. And I've had someone that's in the company who has 2 kids, and she is killing the game. She has 2 kids, killing the game, paying bills, working on a bunch of other things, going through a lot of issues, but still went through the entire tour and traveled and went into another country and will still be able to perform and train, and is still working on her artistry in general, like till this second right now. So like I appreciate her to no end. So like I said, if I were to die right now, I'd be sad. I'd be like, you know what, I've done a lot of things in my life, and I've put a lot of keys in people's hands, so like I'm set. Vatana's here, that's all that matters.
You know what's fascinating?
What?
So for that question, I'm not where I want to be. However, remember when I told you, there's a few different things. I was like, I think I'm going to transcend in this lifetime. I don't know about that. But I could die and be okay with it, but for different reasons now. I could die because I'm at peace.
Yeah, that's another
why.
thing.
I didn't accomplish a lot of the things I want to accomplish, though. I'm still hungry. Like, I'm trying to do a lot of things, but I could die peacefully.
Yes, I'm always hungry. I never stop being hungry. I have like a bottomless pit. But that's another reason, because like it's not only external, but it's also internal. And and I've found peace with a lot of things in regards of myself. Not 100%, but I'm finding more, like I would say, like I'm definitely over half of finding peace with myself. And with that being said, if I were to die, I'd be like, am I happy with who I am? Hell yeah. Am I happy with what I've done externally? Hell yes. If I were to die, would I be okay with things externally and internally? Heck yes. All set. Take me away. So I will
Take me away.
Take me away. So I will say I'm actually also not afraid of death. I do not fear death. So yes.
Dope. Same. Now we can get to the unconditional love
Can you
one.
give your thoughts on unconditional love in a dating atmosphere? I've asked.
Dude, that's so intense. Wait, he asked me?
I've asked what time.
Oh, it's Mike, right? Yeah, he did. We talked about it.
Get your take on it.
Dude.
I need a chair for this.
Wait, I'm gonna get some water.
Warm up. So, Carm, how are you feeling? Good. Guys, can we just take a moment to appreciate Carm's existence? She's such a beautiful human. Like, she's changed so much. I don't even want to say change, because, like, she's grown. It's just not like she's different, but she's grown and evolved to a more experienced, better, beautiful human being. So, like, kudos to you, boo. Kudos to you. Michael. So your question is, can I get your thoughts on unconditional love? Latana, do you want me to wait for you? He's going to take too long, so I'm just going to go and answer myself. Oh my God, this mic makes me feel like a rapper. Can you see this mic, Carm?
Yes, I can.
All right, yo, let me tell you about unconditional love, cuz. Just kidding, I'm done. I'm not going to do that. In regards of unconditional love, before I go into like a 3-hour conversation, because I know I don't have that much time. It's already 10:02. What the hell? I literally just got back from Canada. Like, I just drove straight to Vatana's. I was like, I have to do this live stream thing, because I have to do this live stream thing. So your thoughts on unconditional love. I will say, in regards to unconditional love, that is something I'm going to speak from my personal experience. Because I'm someone I would say does have unconditional love. And if I do not have it completely, I'm almost there. So, what? And so, is this? I thought that was mine.
Oh no, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. And yeah, I was like, I'm not waiting for you. So in regards of unconditional love, the way to think about it is, in regards to a dating atmosphere, you don't want to think of, I have unconditional love for this person because I am dating this person, da da da, this and that. Unconditional love is not about just one human being. Unconditional love is about every human being. And most importantly, unconditional love is about yourself. If you do not have unconditional love for yourself, then you will not have unconditional love for others. So, with that being said, in regards to having unconditional love in a dating atmosphere, it will be hard because unconditional love also challenges all the dating morals when it comes to stereotypical dating and all the materialistic stuff and all the things that people see that is the correct way to date another human or to be a boyfriend or to be a girlfriend or to whatever. So me personally, if I have feelings for someone, I will, this moment, I'll be like, let me tell you something. And this can go out to the rest of the world. I do not care. I'll be like, let me tell you something. I may have feelings for you, but you're not my girlfriend. Do not treat me like a boyfriend. Do not treat me like a husband. Do not treat me like I am your item. Treat me like a king, and I will treat you like a queen. Treat me like a... All right, awesome. Treat me like a king, and I'll treat you like a queen. Because not only does the king acknowledges his queen, but the king also acknowledges his city, his town, his kingdom. And his kingdom is what makes him a king. And his kingdom, and he has the love for his kingdom. Or I'll be like, acknowledge me as a god, and I'll acknowledge you as a goddess, because we are on a level where we can exude energy on a global level where people will feel us from other universes, even if we're that strong and our connection is that deep. But like I said, in regards of unconditional love in a dating atmosphere, if it's towards one person, I'm not going to say it's unconditional love, because the reason why I say unconditional love is something that I have is because I can look at every single human and I can see myself literally falling in love with who they are internally. And I'm like, wow, like, this person is truly beautiful. Like, I'm looking at Carmen over here. Carmen, I've been complimenting her nonstop ever since I got here. I'm just like, wow, like, she's truly a beautiful human being. Like, I love this girl. And I will literally say this in public in front of everyone. Like, I'm literally in love with the person. Screw the person. I'm literally in love with the spirit that is inside of her vessel. Because who she is internally is what I am so attracted to, and is what I find so beautiful, and is what, like, makes me thrive, because, like, it also exudes out her pores, out her skin, out her smile, out her energy, out her eyes, and I'm just like, she is the one. So you guys can take it how you want to take it. I don't care. I just love her, and I love everyone.
Julia.
And I love this motherfucker over here too. He's my baby boy. He's not a baby, but he's my bro.
Do you know Julia D'Amico?
Oh yeah. Julia.
She said she's gonna go out with her.
This is so right? Then go out with her. Go out with who? Carm? You see, if I were to go out with her, that would be something on a romantic level. I never said I loved her on a romantic level. I said I loved her on an unconditional level. So that means I love her without who she becomes as a personality, what her ego is, what her skills are, what she's interested in. It's all those basic humanistic characteristics or those egos or that personality. I don't need to know. I just feel who she is internally on a universal level inside that I'm like, I vibe with her. If I wanted to do something in life, I'd want her to travel with me too. So she's someone I'm like, yeah, that's the one. I love her. But it's like I said, I'll do that with anyone else because I always tend to look inside who people are internally first, then externally. To me, that's really important. Hopefully that answered your question, Michael.
Thank you for answering. That was very helpful. Big question. And for all three of you to add to if you want. As you know, I went through a huge transition in my life from changing my career, leaving my job to do film full-time, and completely switching my brand image. Same. It was an exciting change, but also very challenging. Yep. If you have any prior experience in doing this, do you have any advice for me going forward?
Yes.
I did that shit. Straight up.
What?
I literally did that.
Yeah. When it comes to transitioning in life and leaving your job full time and completely switching your brand image and blah blah blah, my advice from me to you, honestly, is the most simplest thing. Do not give up. No matter what. That's literally the plain best thing. Things are going to challenge you to the point where you question your career. You're like, should I have gone through with this because like I'm not sure anymore. But like I am telling you myself, do not give up. Stay true to yourself and stay true to who you are as a human. But good night to whoever said good night. Jesse. Good night, Jesse. And stay true to yourself and stay true to what you are about and who you want to become as a human. Because that's really important. And like I said, things will challenge you to the point where like you will question even your own career or your own love for your own art, and that you're like, I'm not sure if I want to continue this. But like I said, keep going, keep fighting, and don't parfait du chose. Whoop, wrong language. That's French. Don't let things that are external get into your internal energy, because your internal energy is a very sacred place. And a lot of times we let external things, which most of the times don't matter, get inside our internal sacred energy and inflict our decisions when it comes to our career choice, when it comes to our passion, when it comes to our love. Carmen agrees. She's clapping her hands right now. So, yeah. Those are laughing.
Okay, so I mean, I know we've talked about it. I thought of two things. One's practical and the other is more mental, emotional. I would say that from just a human person, spiritual standpoint, just do your best to not attach yourself to your brand identity. And I'm speaking from experience where I was like, oh, like I'm seen this way, but I don't want to be seen that way. But I understand that I built that image. I knew it going into it. And so when I was trying to shift, it was still in the back of my head and it bothered me. Because that's what people knew me as. And I felt like I'd have to kind of maintain that while trying to do something else instead of just completely letting that go. And then even like with what I'm doing now, it's not being attached to the brand image, but just continuing to move how you want intuitively, but knowing that in this realm that we use, brand image to simplify stuff and for people to understand and to convey a message. So from a practical standpoint, I would just say keep doing what you're doing and to leverage your past, which you're doing, which is like, getting involved with dancers that you already have connections with and stuff. So in terms of all that stuff, I think you're doing it right. I don't remember if we had talked about strategy, but we can get into that if we haven't. Not now, but that's something I'm helping EM with now. And we talked a little bit about that. So if you want practical advice of like steps and like a blueprint, I can give you that if we didn't already talk about it. But yeah, I would just say ultimately don't get attached to your image, because that's ego, and if it doesn't go the way that you want, then you beat yourself up over it and it sucks.
Yeah. I like that wave. Carm. No sweating skills. Any more questions? Oh my god, my loves. Oh, that's the same.
Yeah, that's nothing.
I'm in a group chat right now from it's a crew in Canada that no one's supposed to really know about that I'm a part of.
So
but
let me just announce it.
Let me just announce it to the stream, but take it back because everyone's gonna forget. Why? Because you're all possessed by this sound. This is the only sound you know. You're all hypnotized by it. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
Now your life is about the sound. You already forgot what we were even talking about. What were we even talking about? We were talking about the sound. Life is so deep that you're so hypnotized that the sound is literally your life. You go to your 9-to-5 job and you go on like this. I need a raise. You go to your boss like this. If you go to your boss like this and be like, if you don't give me that raise, then that's all you need to do. Your boss is going to be like, either you're fired or I'm going to give you a raise. Most likely he's going to fire you, but as long you stay dedicated. Bridget, she goes, I'm hypnotized. She's so annoying. Bridget, I can't stand you.
Jeff, you just made mom tell me to could hear you.
Really?
Yeah.
She was becoming hypnotized. That's what it was. I can hear from down the hallway. Turn it down. Mom, just come here. Be hypnotized. just listen for it. Just listen for a few seconds. She'd be like, what's going on? She'd be like, people watch this? It's not even interesting. And sit there like this. They'd be like, yep. That's right. That's right. But yeah. Excuse me, sir. What's this green stuff?
That's just a marking.
Jeff, I thought there was a time that I thought of you recently. I don't think I told you this. I was gonna DM you or something.
Please share. Please share.
I recently went through a period where I was just like, I really, really decreased the amount that I spoke. Like super, only spoke when I absolutely had to, but wasn't necessarily like a no silence. And like when it was over and I realized that I had kind of like reset and done that for a period of time, I was like, that was real good to me. I'm pretty proud of myself.
How'd you feel after that entire moment?
Better.
Yeah.
So much better.
Did you learn anything from decreasing your talking?
I learned so much.
Like,
So much.
do you want to share what you learned?
I learned how much I talk, how much I don't really need to talk,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and how much like I how intricate like human interaction is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way that we communicate extends so much farther than we think about. It's very fascinating.
It is. It is. It is. One of the three most important things that I learned about being silent was one, that humans don't listen to each other, like actually listen to each other. Two, I learned to listen to myself a lot more. I'm like, wow, there's a bigger voice inside myself that I never really listened to. And now that I'm quiet, I'm really listening to how I feel. So everything I felt was like emphasized by like 3,000. And then three was being able to feel everyone and feel myself. So like I realized a lot of people also can have a conversation with you and not realize that you're upset or not realize that you're in a bad place, but they'll be like, oh yeah, how's everything good, good, da, 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 da. But they just won't realize it because they're just going off of voice, and people rely so much on verbal communication that if you do not say that you're upset, they will not know. But even if you say you're upset, people are like, oh wow, you just admitted that you're upset. As humans, we don't communicate with each other enough when it comes to our emotions in general. And so like that's one huge issue that we have already. And now another is, I notice a lot of things we speak to each other about is we don't really listen. Like, so for example, I remember I said this and I realized people didn't realize it. So if you go to someone, you're like, oh, how, like, what's been up with you, da da da, and I'm like, well, like, I'm homeless, but I'm trying to do the best that I can, and you're over here like, you're homeless? Well, like, if you need anything, let me know. If I need anything, let you know. The answer, I just gave you the answer. Like, what do I need to let you know? I'm homeless. What is, so it's like weird in a sense of like, you already have the answer, or they're like, oh, you're homeless, I'm so sorry, like, if you need any help with anything, just let me know and I'll help, like, I got your back. I'm confused. I just kind of told you like the straight up core of the issue that I'm going through. And people like I said listen, but they don't understand. And so like if someone were to be like it's like if someone came to you and they're like, "Oh, how are you doing?" da da da. And you're like, "Oh, I'm good. How are you doing?" They're like, "Well, I'm going to die tomorrow because like I don't have food in my stomach, but like yeah, it's cool." And you're like, "Oh my god, you don't have food in your stomach? Well, let me know if you need food, and I'll like send you some right away." Bitch, I just told you I'm gonna die tomorrow because I don't have food. What do you mean, let you know? The answer is so it tells me like people don't actually really listen to each other. You know what I mean? And so like, and it's not about like, oh, I don't wanna I don't want to help because I feel bad for this person. You're better off doing something than doing nothing. And a lot of us in this world do nothing. We sit there and we just watch instead of taking action. And so that's one of my biggest things is that I learned is like a lot of us don't really listen to each other and a lot of us don't take action. And so like, for example, I found a few dancers that I'm not gonna name their names, but these dancers that are going through some stuff and are having a struggle, and they're like, yeah, we're going through this and that and this, and I realized it, and I'm like, oh okay, and one of them was just like, can you like be my mentor? And I'm like, no. And they're like, why? I'm like, your will is too weak. If you have a weak will, I am not helping you. Da da da. And they're like, and I was like, find someone who is willing to help you this and that and this and this. And they're like, okay, yeah, cool. Can that be you? I'm like, no, because I'm a horrible leader and I'm not nice, and so find someone else. And they're like, oh well, this sucks or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we just want people to help with this and this and that and that. And I'm like, oh well, like I hope it works out. By the way, just to let you know, I teach at this studio. If you're trying to take classes, I can give you this and I can offer this for you, but that's up to you, whether you like to take it or not. So they have the opportunity to get something and get help on something if they really want it. You know what I mean? And because I'm putting that out there, I understand they're struggling in a certain point where they cannot afford things and they cannot afford dance. So I'm like, if you can't afford dance, then I'm going to put it in front of your view that money does not have to be an issue. So if I take out the financial issues as an issue and I put it in front of your path as a like, you can take it without having to pay anything, what are you going to do about that? Are you really homeless? Or do you really want to dance? Or are you just saying things so you can just get things for free? So it depends how strong your will is and how far are you willing to put in the work to achieve something that you really want to achieve. Because like I said, I will challenge people, and I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you have cancer. I don't care if you have one leg. I don't care if you have no mouth. I don't care if you have no neck, one ear, no eyes. It does not matter. I will treat you like every single other human is. If you want to put in a lot of work and grow in that certain thing, then you will, and I'll give you that opportunity. And if you choose to take it, awesome. If you choose not to, then that's your issue. I do not feel bad for people who struggle through things, because if it was me, which it has been me in the past, I would not want anyone to do anything for me out of sympathy. I'd want them to do things for me to make my ass work even harder. And I'd be like, all right, bet. Because at that time, I'm going to work harder and pull myself out of that down energy, out of that negative atmosphere of I can't do anything in life because I'm in this place and I can't afford it, blah, 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 this and that. So, yeah.
Two things on that.
Yo.
The first bit about people not actually listening, immediately I completely relate, because especially being in high school as a promoter, people will all the time be like, let me, anytime you need anything, let me know. And that's just a baseline of like, yeah, like, do you really love me? Do you really feel the need to like want to help me when I
Right.
actually need it? Like, are you really there? No, not most times. No, like they just say it to say it. Like it'll happen to me all the time about dance. People will be like, "Oh, I wish I could dance." I'll be like, "All right, come join the studio, dude. We have like seasons you can join. Classes start in the stay if you want to apply. We have the heartbeat scholarship if you can't afford it." They're like, "Oh, cool." Nothing happens. I'm like, well, I mean, it's right there, but you're not
Taking the opportunity to take it, right?
Yeah.
And I find what's funny with that is, if you think about it, think about conversations. He's already laughing. Do you know what I'm going to say? If you think about, for example, greetings. I realize greetings, people have such basic greetings. If you walk down the street and someone says, hey, or hi, you're like, hey, how are you doing? Good, good. I'm doing good, good, great. And it's even a conversation that's happening as they're still walking. They're like, hi, how are you doing? Good, good. You? Yeah, good, good. You? Great. Awesome, great. They're still walking, but they're not even acknowledging each other as humans. So one of the biggest issues when it comes to interacting with each other is we're not present in the moment when it comes to connecting as two humans, where our mind is somewhere else and we're in a place where like it's not present. So if you're like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, good. You? Good, good. Awesome, great. And you just continue doing your thing. Like I notice, if that's even if people say hi. I notice in this country people don't say hi as much, but in other countries people will say hi, but it'll be basic. Or in other countries people will give you kisses. In other places people will give you hugs, and you're like, oh wow, this is so like loving and whatnot. But it's I'm just gonna speak in the atmosphere around here that when we are greeting each other, it's on a basic level where we have an automatic impulse or an automatic response where it's like, hey, how are you? Good. You. I'm good. Great. Awesome. And you just continue walking. So we're not even acknowledging each other as humans. We're just saying the impulse thing. And sometimes it's because like people have places to go, but we're afraid to be rude, so we don't want to ignore them. So we feel the need to respond. So we're like, "Hey, how are you?" "Oh, I'm good." "And you?" "Good." That's it. And that's as far as the conversation goes. But if we're like, "Hey, how are you?" "Not doing so well." "All right, good. You?" "Awesome." "Wait a minute. Did you just say you're not doing so well?" And sometimes it catches people off guard and whatnot. And like, if it does, then you're like, okay, you're listening. And sometimes people will be like, still going. And you're just like, wow, they weren't really listening. And so like, I challenge to everybody who is listening, when you're walking in the street and someone gives you eye contact, be like, "Hi, how are you feeling?" How are you feeling? Not how are you doing. How are you feeling? People be like, "Yeah, good. You?" "Awesome, great." And be like, and just be like, "I'm bad." Say something that's completely like random. Be like, "I'm doing horrible." And they'll be like, "All right, awesome, good. You wait a minute." And see if they actually pay attention and see if they're gonna be human with you and be like, "Why are you doing horrible?" Or like, "Oh, I hope you have a better day." Because it's hard for people to respond and be like, "Oh yeah, like you're having a bad day, let me talk to you," or whatever. And like I said, sometimes people are being rushed, but what people forget is even if you don't want to talk to human beings, because there's times that no one wants to talk to people. I even have those times where I don't want to talk to people. And people are like, "How are you feeling?" I'm just like, "I don't really feel like talking right now." They're like, "Oh, okay, good," because I don't really feel like talking too, because I've been going through this shit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Yo, me too," like, and it's been really annoying me. And you're like, "Yeah, because I'm sick of this and that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sick of this and this and that." And now, as a matter of fact, you actually end up talking about not wanting to talk, and you're actually connecting because you guys are connecting on a place where, like, you are feeling a some type of way. So it's, as humans, we automatically naturally are attracted to each other anyways. And so the fact that that happens is a natural thing. And then, matter of fact, from you sharing that random thing, even though you didn't want to talk, you feel better. And you're like, "Oh, well, it was nice talking to you. Like, I didn't want to talk to anyone, but like, we spoke and I'm happy I spoke with you. And that's awesome." And then you, "Well, but I have to go, so I'll talk to you later." Da, 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 da. "Yeah, you have a good day. I have a good day too, blah, blah, blah." And then all of a sudden you feel that much better because you have actually spoke to someone about how you feel that you did not expect to and whatnot. But like, that's going in a place where it's hard to get to, and it's bringing someone in the same present that you are in whenever you're greeting them and whatnot. And so, like I said, it's if people really actually listen to each other. And me, what I do is I don't force people, but like, I like get people to I challenge people to the point where if they're like, "Hey, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm not doing that good. How are you?" They're like, "Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm glad you're doing good too." And I'm like, "All right, awesome." And they keep walking. I'm like, "You weren't listening, son of a bitch." Knew it. But I'm actually doing great. But I just wanted to see what you would say. And they don't say anything. You know what I mean? And then sometimes people are like, "Excuse me, I thought I heard you say you're not doing well, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm not crazy." I'm like, no, I actually said I wasn't doing well, but like, I'm actually doing fine. I just wanted to see if we were paying attention." They're like, "Oh, well, good thing I was listening." I'm like, "Yeah." And that's actually happened to me in the streets before. I'm like, all right, someone was listening. That's awesome. So like, it all depends on the people. That's why I surround myself with people who are willing to listen. And if people aren't willing to listen, then you challenge them. That's what I do. I challenge everyone. And I challenge everyone to do the same thing. If they're feeling some type of way and you give a basic greeting, acknowledge how you speak to others, because even people don't acknowledge how they speak to others. Sometimes they'll see someone, they'll be like, "Hey, how are you doing?" "Good," and walk. Now you're just saying something that's just an impulse. Instead of saying something that's an impulse, literally focus on your present and be like, "How are you feeling?" Like, "Are you feeling okay?" Like, "Oh, what are you up to right now?" "Oh, I'm doing this." Da, da, da. I'm like, "Okay, cool, great." And I'm up to doing this and that. If you're busy, you can go do your thing. I'm going to do my thing too, da, 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 this and that. So it's acknowledging each other in our present. And even when it comes to feelings, like, "How are you feeling?" "I'm feeling not that good." all right, cool, I'm not either, or I'm feeling great, but I hope you feel better. I don't want to keep you from getting more angry or whatever. So it's acknowledging each other not only as people but as humans, because people don't like to admit that they have feelings. So they're gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm fine," and continue. Clearly, you're not fine, right? Or like, "Yeah, I'm good." Clearly, you're not good. So why not just be honest? It's okay to be human and say, "I'm not doing well, but thank you for asking. I just want to continue my life and I don't want to speak to anyone." That is okay. If you say that to someone, they're going to be like, "Okay, I understand," because we've all been through pain. We've all been through sadness. So if you're like, "I'm not doing that well. I honestly don't feel like speaking to anyone. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm just going to continue doing my thing and I hope you enjoy your day, but I just want to continue doing my thing being alone." And you're like, "Okay, well, I'm sorry that you're feeling some type of way. I hope your day gets better." That's better than, "Hey, how are you doing? Fine, you're awesome, blah, 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 blah." You know what I mean? Because that one thing of, "I hope your day gets better," can go far. Or like, "Oh, you're not having a good day? Well, if you don't want to speak, well, let me at least give you a hug." That's something. And if you don't like it, "I'm sorry, I just want to help." That means you're showing you care. That means you're becoming present with a person who's upset or sad or angry or whatever type of emotion that's negative or even positive. Be like, "Oh, you're having a great day? Let's hug it out. All right, great. Let's hug it out." I agree. So yeah. Yeah, I've been talking a lot.
No, it's good. I like when like you come here and you do your thing. People obviously want to know things, so.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say about that? I'm in the business of why.
Are you asking me why, or are you?
That's what I do.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the business of why. I was having this talk with Elmer when he was here about, we're talking about dance and hip hop and younger generations, and then it ultimately rooted to other things like searching for knowledge and stuff like that. But we're wondering, and we were referencing my cousin's group, just cause Banana Milk, the young
Banana milk?
yeah. So they're probably like
Yes, banana milk.
one of the newest and youngest groups.
You better put that banana in the milk.
They're
That's
cute.
right.
They're cute. They have no idea what they're doing. And the leader is Pichini.
Yes, banana. Yo, Pichini, if you're watching this, I've seen your last post. Girl, you can move. You grown with your banana milk self. I see you, boo boo. I see you. Keep doing you. I'm throwing love towards you. So yes.
So the topic of like even that, just like people not listening, and I would ask why. So when we were talking, we were wondering why the generations. It's not even the generations, just people. When you offer help and you say it to people's face, people don't take it or take advantage of it the same way you feel when you're like, "Why don't you come, train with us or come take class or whatever," and you say like, "Use us while we're here." I've questioned why people don't take those opportunities, and I think we write it off a lot. But I don't know. I think there's like a fear or something of sorts that prevent people from asking. And I think we talked about whenever people feel like they're asking, they feel like they're being a burden or something like that. But like, I don't know. Even when you blatantly say, "Hey, like, I will give you everything," and people don't take it. But it just, for me, it's a lie of like when you extend help, people don't want it. It's the same logic that I use for like, why don't people listen? You start to learn and understand why. And I think talking is kind of like a filler almost, because when I've been doing this exercise where you just make eye contact with somebody, and people's first initial reaction is to laugh, and their second one is to talk, because it's weird to look at someone and not say anything. And so I think when we embrace silence, like we don't embrace silence enough. But I think that's because we just don't do it with ourselves, which is why we don't do it with other people. it's weird. It's not normal to do that. And then the other initial reaction, if it's quick, is just a smile. You know, that's like another auto reaction, which is not a horrible auto reaction, but it's just interesting. Why? I'm always gonna ask why and try to figure out why. Because my damn anxiety is making me not able to sleep. Jesse's back. And
Jesse, because my damn anxiety is being not able to sleep. Girl, why do you have anxiety? I usually say if someone has anxiety, then they're trying to live in the future. Why not live in the present? What are you anxious about what's going to happen in the future? Because the future does not matter right now. The present matters is because you are breathing and you are existing at this moment, at this very second. So, what are you anxious about, darling?
Did you wake up from it? Did you have like a random anxiety attack, panic attack?
Let us know. Brought to you by Real Talks. Book a free session with me, Vathana Thatch, Mochi_Madness 2330, 7 to 10 p.m. East Coast Central.
Close.
Featuring
No, you're good.
Featuring Dark Chocolate Thunder. Ding.
You should then to go back here after.
Okay. Oh, I have to pee really bad.
Go for it.
Pas de chat. T'es ici, mon ami. Pas de chat, c'est mon...
Is that your friend?
Oui.
Oh.
Ça va bien? So, si tu regardes les choses je dis...
Sorry guys, I don't have the captions turned on.
Si tu regardes les choses que je dis before, like in the beginning of the Instagram of the video, whatever you call this crap, ask whatever questions. She'll ask very good questions too. Madison, si tu veux demander des questions, je réponds ici with anything you want to know. Oh. Go ahead. I'm such a loser. Like, why do I suck? It's okay. No, not you, girl. You killing the game. I'm over here like trying to be cool, and my glasses like, oh, well, good try. So Jeff's voice is making me fall asleep. What?
That was Bridget.
Bridget, go to sleep. ASMR, Jeff? What does that mean?
It's like a sensory thing. Okay.
ASMR?
It's like a whole culture and real thing that humans experience. What is... Sorry. It's like something sensory, something. I don't know.
ASMR.
Why is Jeff sleeping? What do you mean, why is Jeff sleeping? I wasn't sleeping. Why am I tired? Well, let me tell you why am I tired. I've been sitting in the car for a few hours. Just got back from Canada. I'm also watching Harry Potter. I can't stand her. Pas des chats. Mais pourquoi tu regardes Harry Potter? Oh! Pourquoi? How do I... Is this...
What are you trying to do?
I messed something up. Is it late or is it... Oh, no, it's...
Oh, did you exit?
Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick bathroom break. Brought to you by Vathana Thatch. Twitch. Subscribe him, and he will live his best life. And subscribe him on Instagram, and he'll live his better life. And subscribe Carmen, because she is dopeski. And subscribe on Facebook, because y'all have nothing better to do than to go on Facebook. And I'm going to go urinate in the lavatory system because I have to let some fluids out of my body.
He's such a funny guy. I like when I have someone on and I don't have to say anything. No, I'm just kidding. I just really like listening. That's the thing. I like listening more than I like speaking. I feel like I get taken by the universe when I start speaking, which is not a bad thing. It's a good feeling. It's like, ugh. But I love listening. It's so fun. Listening is underrated, as we talked about. So why do you think people don't listen? Do you have any thoughts?
As to why people don't listen,
Yeah.
I think we've been taught from a very young age, just by the functionality of society, that the way to have conversation is to like hear and react, like not really listen and think and then voice. It's to hear and react. So we have to basically to be better in terms of awareness and conversation, you
Mm-hmm.
need to reprogram that
Mm-hmm.
to learn to hear, process, and then hear and react.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Um, I've met two people who are actively working on that, and it's so funny to me. But I also used to be that person, but cause I listening to respond for sure, and then along the way, I think I picked it up in school or college, same thing. Um, but I remember someone saying that when someone goes to you, like to vent or something, they're not always looking for advice, so you shouldn't give it unless they ask. When I heard that, I was like, let me think about that. And I was like, I understand. And I took that note and it stuck with me. And so that automatically just turned into enhanced listening. Like, I'm just going to listen. I don't know. Even if you don't want anything from me, I'm just going to listen. Eventually. So that's where I kind of accidentally picked up that. But yeah, you're right. Do you think?
I've also noticed,
Go ahead.
I've also noticed in terms of communication, I've been taking a certain level of communication, putting it into my dance in a way that I never have before,
Mm.
which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to just freestyle to like when I would freestyle, I would think of like, all right, what body part do I not really use enough? Like, how can I improve movement of that one area? And then eventually I got stuck because I couldn't figure it out because I was constantly thinking I don't really move my hips enough or my leg enough or I don't use my levels enough. And it was just like eventually I thought I was like, well, I do all these things to a certain point. I'm not perfect, but I don't understand quite how to improve. And then I kind of had this like small awakening where I was like, I'm not communicating. I'm just creating obscure images that hit beats, but I'm not speaking anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up entering this level of like communication with my body. Like I started creating images for the first time,
Yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool. And I thought that had like it happened in correlation with me starting to like stop just speaking and just kind of sitting back and listening. Like that, those both of those things happen in correlation with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least in time with each other. I can't exactly say that they're in correlation, but I think they're in correlation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I don't know. It's pretty fascinating how much conversation and the way we decide to communicate with the people around us can translate into so many things.
Mm-hmm. I agree. It's all. Yeah. That's something that I can't, I'm not willing to verbally get into, but I think it's all in here. But I was gonna say, do you think that we speak, like a part of us also speaks in order to feel like like I don't know, to kind of give meaning to our own existence? Do you get what I'm saying? Imagine just listening and never saying anything.
Oh, for sure. I think it's a concept that we're taught at a young age. We're seeing all of these like hugely important people talking all the time, like presidential speeches and all that. And
That's
it's like,
true.
and you don't really think about it, but when you see interviews on TV or YouTube, with people that have some form of authority, sometimes or pretty frequently they'll mention like using your voice. Like use your voice for good. Like use your voice to preach what you believe in. But no one ever like and
Mm.
that's like good and I
Yeah.
understand what they're coming from, but no one ever considers like the underlying idea of like how that translates into us physically using our voice all the time and not actually being fully aware of what we're using it for.
I see.
Like the message is kind of missed.
Mm-hmm. I see.
So I think a change maybe would be nice to see someone say, understand your internal voice, but don't be afraid to listen in on your exterior world.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Um, I'm just gonna go back to tackling the anxiety thing.
Did she answer?
Well, she said, so I tried to sleep and started to have an anxiety attack. So I'm like in the middle of one trying to get my head off it. She's talked to me about that. And so here's what I've learned with anxiety. Besides, it's everything. It's environment, food, mental health. Um, most of it stemming from mental, but when your diet's not hot, just think of like the impact of food is like you're just fragile. You're just more likely to experience shit when your infrastructure is shit, right? It doesn't necessarily mean if you eat like shit you're gonna be a shitty person, because that's not true. You know what I mean? But what I also have learned that at some point when you're really far gone and you hardwire when trauma or certain personality traits or anything is hardwired enough, you could even parallel it to dance, where you can have an anxiety attack without being conscious of the fact. You could be having a good ass time and all of a sudden your body decides to spaz out and you don't know why. You know what I mean? So like that's conditioning, and then from a scientific standpoint, it's neural networks that are so heavily practiced so much that your body and your mind become disconnected, where you don't understand the connection anymore. And since you can't make that connection, the body reacts on its own. So now it's not just a conscious, like you have to put it a conscious effort and a subconscious effort to make sure that you could take your body back, basically. So that's what makes it really hard. But I do know that meditation helps a lot. So when you surrender the mind, you undo. And you have to undo the conditioning of that symptom that you have in order to find or to get closer to peace and to healing. So keep at it with the food stuff if you've made improvements, but also, I don't know if you practice meditation, but you should really practice it a lot more. Get sunlight when you can.
Sorry. That last part was funny.
I have a lot of basic acids.
Get sunlight when you can.
And drink
Now,
a lot of water, please.
that's on a physical level. Now, let's bring it to the spiritual mental level here.
This is gonna die.
What's gonna die? This? How do you know it's gonna die? Facebook never dies.
That's Instagrams.
How do you know?
Well, 'cause I mean, I
Because-
set it up. That's just so you can see the comments. You don't have to look up there.
So, who are all these people? How do we? Because Padisha asked a question, but
Yeah,
I
she
don't know
did.
if she is still on. So,
I don't either.
I was gonna say, do we still answer the question? But like,
Yeah, you should go for it.
okay. But first, let me answer my homegirl with the. One of my anxieties is sleep deprivation. Anything that makes my mind race in a sense. I don't have distracting things. I think too much.
Sleep deprivation?
Sleep deprivation. Okay, yeah. So maybe it is a physical thing. At least my mind race in sense. I don't have distracting things.
Alright, if that's
If you're looking for something to distract you from not having an anxiety attack, it's going to make you have an anxiety attack more. So it's like, if you do not want to attract bad things in your life and you're going around saying, all right, I don't want to attract bad things in my life. I don't want to attract the bad things in my life. I don't want to attract bad. You're opening the door to attracting bad things in your life. So if you want to work on your anxiety, literally focus on your anxiety. If it's far past the physical issue, anything physical wise or holistic wise, I would say listen to what Vatana is saying. But if it's more of a mental or spiritual issue, then I would say, if anything, attack the anxiety part when it comes to your mental, when your mental self, and not try to distract yourself away from it, but try to find yourself finding peace within it. So I would say one of the biggest things, because my little sister used to have these attacks as well, is one thing you were trying to focus on is your present. Because when you have an anxiety attack, you think about, oh my God, like what's gonna happen next, or oh my God, like am I going to go through this, or oh my God, like this is gonna happen to me, oh why am I going through this, and it's always something that's about the future. So instead of focusing on things that are about the future, focus on how it has not happened yet, and focus on how you are right now. You are breathing, and everything that is causing you to freak out has to do with something in the future. And so distracting things, like to get my mind off of the shit I keep thinking of, like I'm gonna throw up, but I want to think of something else. Honestly, straight up, if you're gonna throw up, take care of yourself physical wise. If it's a mental thing, literally think of throwing up. It may sound weird, be like, oh my God, I'm gonna throw up. Be like, you know what? Let me throw up. What if what happens in the past? Like distracting. I don't want to assume, so I'm going to say what if. Be more detailed when it comes to asking a question. But if it comes to like, oh, like I'm going to throw up because I'm having such a huge anxiety attack, I would literally say it may be like a physical thing. So really take care of yourself physical wise, and eat the right nutritions. And not only as you're eating the right nutritions, take care of your mentality as well, to help sustain your brain, because the brain has a big part of how your body reacts off of how your brain feels. And so your body has no choice but to be like, well, the brain feels this way, so I have to listen to the brain, because there's neurons transmitting milliseconds to every single part of your body, and blah blah blah, this and that will happens. But if your mentality is strong enough, or if your will is strong enough, then that can actually overpower that. So instead of thinking in the future, what if I think in the past, saying something has happened in the past, what if it happens again? Again, the same thing with what happened in the future, or how I said not stop thinking about the future, but how I say you're worrying about things in the future. It's the same thing about things in the past. So if you're thinking about things in the past where you're like, oh my God, like this thing in the past is haunting my mind again, what if it happens again? Now you're bringing it back towards the future. Yeah. So it's going to make me say the same thing, instead of being like, oh, it's either it already has happened, so let go of it, which also takes time, or it has not happened yet. So stop thinking about the future. So bring yourself to the present. So one of the things I would say do is, when you physically start to grow in that part where you're like starting to freak out, I would literally take out a notebook. Best thing to do, take out a notebook and write down 20 times that you must be in the present. And I must be in the present because I love to, and write 3 things that you love to do when it comes to being in the present. I have to breathe, I love to sing, or I love to color, or I love to pick my nose, or I love to fart. I don't know, random things. Just 3 things that you love to do, and write that 20 times. And each time that you write those things, take inhale and exhale and write the next thing. Literally 20 times. And you'll find yourself calming down, because now you're concentrating on what you're writing and how you're writing it, and breathing. And when I say concentrate on what you're writing it, don't let your handwriting be sloppy. Try to write as neat as possible, and try to acknowledge your inhale and acknowledge your exhale, and write the next thing literally 20 times. And I'm telling you, by the 10th time, you'll be like, oh wow, I feel good. Like I don't need to even do it 10 more times, but do it 10 more times anyways. And bam, bada boom, bada ba, you'll be like chilled out. If it don't work, hit me up 978-778-469. I'll make sure it gets fixed.
All right. No, I was gonna hop in.
Oh, hop in.
All right, so I have created a blueprint that I feel like I've written about, or I literally said 2 hours ago. This, I promise you, is for everything. It's for everything in life. So what he just gave you was what I like to call positive habits, positive building habits. So there's 3 things. There are 3 methods to attack everything. Okay, if you use all 3, you set yourself up for success. The first one is diving head in with willpower, even if you don't feel prepared. That's courage. So you utilize courage. You're scared shitless and you go. Every time you're able to stand using courage, even if it's terrifying, you're gonna grow and it gets easier, and you're undoing the old and introducing a new. Number 2, which I think you should really concentrate on as well, is reversing trauma, which is, I think, is equally as tough as the courage one, because the reversing the trauma is standing at it and looking at it. So you mentioning, oh, what if it happens again, but you didn't specify what, and you're not obligated to specify what, but if there's certain things that you haven't made peace with in your past, that if you could do that, then you're not even gonna think about it, because it's gone, because you're like, oh, I'm not scared about it because it's in my past, it already happened, and my perspective on it is different now, which you'd have to gain perspective for that. But reversing trauma is extremely important, because that's undoing the old. Okay, so that's two powerful approaches. The third one, which he was talking about, are adding positive habits and things that I was saying before. So food, nutrition, sleep, your environment, and tips like that. So when Jeff talked about writing all those things, that's conditioning. That's conditioning your mind to believe something else. So that's a positive layer to build. So when you add those 3 things together, one is more like positive baby steps that are going to help you take out the big problem, because it's giving you new skill sets to work with. So if you do all 3 of those things, I promise you can conquer anything. And this is coming from someone who used to mainly do the dive in head first, and then I would do yeah, it did. It's okay. That's Facebook. They're dead. It's okay. And then I used to do adding the positive building skills, because that gives you tools to how to deal with anything in the future. And the final thing that I learned later in life was reversing trauma. So going to the root of why I have problems to begin with. A question?
Oh yeah, but she was also responding to us.
I can film it for her. You can just, I don't know, or you could film it and just.
No, I'll answer on this so she can watch all of it.
Okay. To be like,
where? That's the point.
So yeah.
All right,
Oh, you're
girl.
going to bed? Okay.
Yeah, because you got school tomorrow, girl. I don't blame you.
You're right.
Do your thing.
Thanks,
All right,
thanks for
Carmen.
hanging.
Love you. For real.
Love you.
Much love for you.
Yeah.
Good night. Sleep well.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye, everyone.
Oh, I love Carm.
Yeah, she's amazing. I have to change this.
Madison asked something on an IG live. She said, "I'm also what." She said, "As a person has unconditional love, can that person have also different level of appreciation or love towards different persons, or should it be the same love towards everyone?" Well, Madison, to answer your question there, think about each and every connection you have with every single human being. No connection with every single human is going to be the same. So the appreciation that you have for each and every single human being is also going to be different. Same thing with the love that you have for every single human being is also going to be different. It's never going to be the same. But the bigger picture is that you have nothing but actual deep love for them. Same thing when it comes to appreciation. If you have love for someone, you have an appreciation for them. And so that's one of the biggest things. So it does not have to be the same. Could it be very similar? It can. But most of the time, it will not be exactly the same feeling that you feel for someone else. Like how I feel for Vatana is not how I feel for you. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean like Vatana is better than you or anything. It's just that I have a different connection with him that I have for you. So it has nothing to do with who's better than who or who I love the most or anything. It's just like about the experience that you have with each and every person. So it's like the experience and love that you have for dance and the experience and love that you have for horse riding. You know what I mean? So those two different things, even though you love them both, they're both two different experiences that you truly feel very involved in, and that you have a different appreciation for. Because for horse riding, it's this, and for love, it's this. So, or for dance, it's this. But yeah, it's 11:03. I'm working overtime, guys. Like I am here overtime, guys. Like what is up right now?
Because you love this.
Que pasa? I love this. I'm gonna take a quick nap. Make sure you come with questions. All right, and we're back here with sexual chocolate. I mean dark chocolate. I don't know why I just said sexual. Just kidding. Oh God. Oh. You're hypnotized. Again. This is all you know. I'm over it. How'd you do it? What?
People wait for you. There's some people I'm like, I say this to Jamie and Nini, and for you, I'm like, people are waiting. You guys, I don't know if you understand, but people are waiting.
If you're awaiting the nasty questions, everyone, I am ready. Ask away. J-Rod, if you're here, ask.
I don't know. Maybe he's sleeping.
Maybe he's sleeping.
Okay.
Sleep.
I'm going to tell... I wrote about this too. Okay. If you're confused, always ask me. Okay. There are 4 pillars of health that I was taught, but now in my head, I kind of think there's 5. So the 4 main ones, and we've said this already: nutrition, food, intake, water, sleep, movement, because you need to move or else you're not alive, and mindset. The 5th one, I say, and I wasn't taught this, I say environment, because that's powerful.
Yes.
When you understand, if you have all 5 in a good place, your health will be amazing. You'll be great. So the opposite of anxiety is no anxiety, because you're in good health. Okay? So when you say, like, I don't know how to do anything, you take a step back, and what you do is write everything that's on your mind first, get it all out, and then remember the 5 pillars. I know I said 4, but let's go with 5 pillars of health. What am I doing with my food? How am I sleeping? Where am I going? What is my mindset every day? And am I moving? I'm missing most of those pillars.
Keep talking.
So keep those things as like a checklist and see how you can improve each one. When you can do that, things will change for you, I promise. Okay? So a scientific fact is that if you have anxiety or depression, there's a really good chance that you have weak adrenal glands. That is a physical thing. That is wow, my body is kind of messed up, so that's why I have that issue. But it's also going to be a mental thing. And that just means certain networks in your brains are built a certain way, and you kind of, I'm not going to say you necessarily did it, but the way you perceived an experience created that network for you.
AKA we are practically self-made. Like, so he's not going to say you did it, but like, you did it.
Yeah.
Or you're letting it continue.
Yes.
Yeah, so no, you didn't do it, but you're letting it continue. So we are self-made. So how you take care of yourself, or how you are right now, is how you've been taking care of yourself. So how you've been taking care of yourself is how much you care for yourself, or what you are willing to do to take care of yourself. And if it's as little as working on your sleep, or taking care of those 5 pillars, then that it will signify how much you care for yourself. So if you care for yourself so much to the point where you trying to attack all 5 of those pillars, then you'll see yourself growing in a high rate that you're like, oh my God, like not only do I feel good, but my energy is good. Not only is my energy good, but my surroundings are great. Not only is my surroundings are great, but I'm surrounded with people that like are amazing. Because like you said, the 5th thing is what you said, atmosphere, environment. Yeah. To me, environment is like your external, like the people you surround you. People, I keep saying people, and humans, the humans, and
I would say like
the
nature's powerful.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say the humans and the earth you surround yourself with. So not buildings, but literal earth, soil, flowers, trees, water, air, wind, ocean, beaches, stuff. All of that, animals, and so that it makes a huge difference. So yeah.
So I was gonna suggest, I don't know if you're going on vacation or anything anytime soon. You don't even have to go on vacation. But if you spend more time outside and get some sun,
I suck.
That's okay. Or if you're around running water, that'll make a huge difference. Like a huge difference. You just really have to embrace it. And it's a factual thing. It's a science. There's science. People love science, but there's a scientific. I'm not gonna say study, but it's just a fact that you are a part of nature, and when you disconnect from nature, you start malfunctioning, basically. And if you, so we're in cities all the time with mad light pollution and a lot of waves, electrical signals, screens, so much talking, noise pollution. We wear shoes and we don't touch the ground, and there's cement and there's cars. When you're around all of that too much, and we all have different I want to say thresholds, and when it snaps we lose a little bit of ourselves. So in order to reconnect and to feel good, you got to go out there, right? More. And some little life hacks are, the shower, which is why everyone feels great when they're in the shower, because one, we're water based, and water gives what? Negative.
Water gives negative ions. And our bodies are made out of how many % of water?
A lot. That's why, like, drinking, the environment, like, you drink mad water.
Our muscles are made of 90% of water. That's a shitload. That's, like, practically all of it. Excuse my language.
That's how you function. So, like, one of those hacks are drink a shit ton of water all the time, every day, as often as you can. If you want to hack the water, you put lemon in it. If you want to hack it, you put organic lemon in it. Throw some ginger if you want. If you want an extra hack, throw in cayenne pepper if you want even more of a hack. And I'm like not joking when I say these hack things. So I was testing certain things. When I was going through a healing crisis a long time ago, it took me 3 weeks to get over a cough. But I went through another one, a healing crisis, when you get really sick because your body's purging out toxic. I was using 2 different teas and cayenne pepper, and I was drinking a lot of water, and I was eating raw vegetables and fruit mostly, and I recovered in about a week and a half to 2 weeks. Because I need a lot of sun. I was actually supposed to get a sun lamp to help. I can't. I'm either on school or in dance. I'm never home.
Girl. Wait, I'm gonna respond. Girl, I can't. I'm either on school or dance. Do you have dance on the weekend? If you have dance on the weekend, skip one of them and go outside. I give full permission. If your teachers are gonna yell at you, send them to me.
Joanne's understanding.
But like, yeah. Oh, Planet Dance.
Yeah.
Joanne, are you kidding me? She's more understanding than. I'm not gonna go that far. But that's a conversation for the next Real Talk.
Like Joanne
Real Talk.
Streams.
Right, there you go. Yeah, Joanne, girl, if you watching this, you the ish. You the ish. I wish other people were like you. You want to be my boss? I teach and I also miss too much already. You on the weekends, and you also miss too much already. Do you? All right, I'm definitely sure you do not teach from like 8 in the morning till 8 p.m. So like if you don't, then when you're done teaching on the weekends, then take yourself outside, go for walks. And if you have tiny breaks, instead of being on your cell phone, go outside and go for a walk. Because a lot of times we say we can't do things, but when we do have time to do things, we're sitting here doing this.
Yeah.
I don't have time. But why is your head facing your cell phone? If you have time to put your head against the cell phone, then you have time to go for a walk. And I say this because I see this happen a lot. And I'm telling you, I doubt you work on the weekends where it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 a.m. Well, you have school, so Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
I dance outside.
You dance outside. Girl, then dance outside more. And even if you don't dance outside, you don't even have to dance outside. You can just like breathe outside, because right now I know it's cold. So if instead of dancing outside, because if you dance outside in the cold, it's actually bad for your lungs. Yeah. But go outside and just like breathe in slowly, breathe out slowly, and go for a walk. And literally like try to see if there are things when you go for a walk that you don't notice, either around your neighborhood or around wherever you live, and be like, I noticed this, or I noticed that, or I've never noticed this, I've never noticed that. That's pretty cool. And so now you are becoming more at peace and more present with your surroundings and more aware, because like I said, we're not as aware as our surroundings as we should be. Girl, what if you get sick? Then get sick. You're human.
God. I'm gonna tell you a fact about being sick. There's two facts. Okay, let me explain. Sick number one is you're already sick, hence you have anxiety.
Right.
So what happens is the fact is that your body is so...
Have a banana.
Yes. Your body is so amazing that every single second it's always trying to adapt and detox every single second. So when you cough, it's pushing out toxins in your body that shouldn't be there to begin with.
Your body's constantly trying to heal yourself.
Every single second.
No matter what. So like if you're sweating, it's because your body's trying to help you out, to cool off.
Yep.
If you're sick, it's because your body's trying to get rid of that caca inside of you.
Yes.
If you're throwing up, because your body's trying to be like, we need to get this shit out of our system because it's not helping us. Mm-hmm. If you have a headache, it's because your body's like, we do not have enough oxygen. Please breathe more, or water. Please feed us. Blah, blah. So like your body's constantly screaming at you to take care of this vessel, because for this vessel to last as long and to make you work to your fullest potential, you have to really treat your body as if it's a throne, because it is a throne. You have to treat your body as if it's a king, because you're a goddess, and you're the queen sitting in that throne, and you just got to do the do and have a banana.
Yes.
Not a banana, a banana.
So when you're sick, it might just mean your body is kicking into overdrive to help push out the stuff, which is a good thing. So what happens is when you get cold, your body kicks into gear, because the cold actually helps you speed up the healing process. So once you start getting sick, you're like, you should get excited. You'd be like, oh, okay. The cold is helping me purge out the sickness. That's one. The second thing, so this is the opposite. The opposite is maybe there is a virus in your system, and it's gonna, if you get sick easily, it's either you're already extremely sick and it applies to the first thing, or the second thing is your immune system is weak as hell. Right. And you need to strengthen it. Because if a little virus...
That's literally what I was going to type. To respond to what you just said.
Either or. And all that has to do with the 5 things we talked about, which is, food, sleep, movement, mindset, and environment. Those 5 things, you have to make sure that's on top. Because if you're greater than all those things, if a virus attempts to come into your body, it's going to die. If you're really strong inside, it's going to die. It can't live fighting all these trillions of cells that are in good health, right? And the other thing is, if you're not sick, then there's nothing to cough out. Yeah.
Well, then fix it.
Yeah.
If you're missing these things, then fix it.
It's okay. Here's the other thing too, because you talk about not having time and stuff. You need to prioritize your health. That comes first. Jeff's not gonna be like, I gotta do this, and he's dying, and then now he can't do anything. You know what I mean? It's like, what can you realistically take a step back from? If you need more time for yourself, then change up your routine. Mm-hmm. And then if it requires you letting go of stuff, you have to do that. And I'm pretty sure and I'm just, being a little biased, like, especially at your age, I'm sure you have more time. It's when you have a kid, a family, and you have to pay for a house and a car, and you have to work more than one job. That's when it's a little tougher, but it's still possible, just like this man we talked about.
Right.
Right? The woman earlier that was on EM and has kids and went on tour and went to a different country and has a job. It's like I'm pretty sure you're not that busy.
Right.
It's just, it might be this, the mindset that needs some strength, some willpower.
And also, straight up, think about when you get a fever. So where you're like, oh my God, I'm so cold, but like your body's straight up sweating.
Hot. Yeah.
And you're like, that's your body trying to help you out. Because it's like, oh, you're cold, let me warm you up a lot. And I'm not gonna lie, I want to get fevers. I'm just gonna announce this to the world. And my my connections who really know me, they know every time I get sick, I get excited. Because I get sick like 3 times a year. And I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm getting a fever. And I get so excited. I'm like, yes. And then like I sleep overnight and I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting cold. And like what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to either put a towel over your head or not cover yourself too much to get yourself warm. I do the opposite. I try to get more sick because I think the experience of a fever. So the last time I got a fever was when I was 9 years old. It's messed up. I know it's messed up, but I just want a fever. I just want to get fever one more time because it's just, I don't know. For some reason, I trust my body so much that when I get sick, I'm just like, I'm going to heal myself because my body is amazing. I take care of this body. So, like, if I have a stuffy nose, people are like, oh, I have something to give to you for that. I'm like, no, we good here. This body will take care of itself. I don't take medicine. I don't take Tylenol. I don't take Advil. I don't take yada, bada, bada. What I take is water, oxygen, and bananas. I struggled, I'm not gonna lie. That was a real struggle. And he takes bananas too.
I do.
Because we're a banana eating family here. Because bananas help your immune system. Oh, okay, cool.
I wish I knew the answer to something. I forget. I used to. I forget what the answer is to that.
It's like food. I actually read something about this. It's like food. I'm never hungry, so I'll ask. So if you're never hungry, what do you mean by like if you're never hungry, so you're telling me you do not eat at all? Or what is it? Because you're saying a whole lot of things, so
yeah.
But bananas have too much potassium. My peeps said that if I eat
She told me that last time.
more than 2 a day, then my potassium might get too high. If you're worried about potassium, then eat peanuts.
You know what's worse than having too much potassium? Having anxiety.
There you go.
Listen, you can't be listening to people who don't study this shit.
Excuse his language. He's just really inspired and very passionate about what he's talking about right now.
People go around flinging stupid pieces of information they don't look into.
Who are your peeps? Are they even credible? I've been out of things. Okay, well, she said, okay, well. Okay, so these things that you are naming to us that, like, you're going through, can we say that we are going to try and working on it? And not only try and working on it, but try to attack at least one of those 5 pillars that we spoke about. My family, most of them worked in medical fields. You know, I had people in medical fields tell me I was going to die. And look who's fucking still standing.
Facts.
So I don't care if they worked in medical fields, if they have their doctorates, if they went to school for 5,000 years. I do not give 2 shits. Excuse my language.
He's passionate right now.
I'm very passionate about them. Because, what's in my hair? Oh, a little kid put this in my hair as a feather. Wow, I just realized this was in my head.
What?
Anyways, I crossed the border like this. But it's not about. It's not. Yeah. So like I said, when it comes to like medical people, I could care less about. But let's before you keep naming more things, let's start attacking one of the problems now. Because I notice you're still naming more things. Or well, how about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? How about that? All right, we're all going to always have issues. Don't know. And that's true. Other people don't know stuff, which is good. So they are reasonable. But like I said, can we try to attack one of those 5 things for now and see what we can do? And I say we because I am you as well. I don't speak as myself as a separate entity. So when I say we, I'm speaking as us and you. So let's try to see what we can do to attack one of those 5 pillars and see how we can grow and help ourselves. Is this something we can do?
Okay.
And sleep a little more. Well, honey, look what time is it? And you're still awake. Try a little harder. No, I'm kidding. It's not about trying a little harder. It's just about, like I said, try to bring yourself into peace. You know what I mean? So like, really try to put yourself in a state of mind where instead of you're like, I have all these problems and I can't do this, I can't do that because like I have this and this and this. Just be like, I have all these problems and maybe I won't be able to tackle all of these at the same time, but here's one thing I can work on. Here's one thing I'm going to commit myself to. Let's make it happen. Apart from tonight, it's okay. Like I said, you're human. We all go through things. We all have mistakes. Blah, blah. I mean, I have a feather in my head. So, like, apart from tonight, I usually don't have feathers in my head. So, that's understandable. Who's on Insta stuff?
I don't know.
So, no. Oh, Kevin. I can't stand him.
Lorraine, Danny, Nini.
How do you know?
Cause it says it.
Where?
I mean, I'm familiar with their names.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you see their names?
On the left.
Oh. Wow, you're so tech savvy. You're like a tech guru.
I mean, I have to be good so I can help my peoples.
Truth.
Number 2 is movement. And so,
This fucking guy. Here's what he.
Why sleep is more important than diet.
are in some cases even more important. So I start to get
Sleep is more important than diet.
through food, primarily once I really got it. Like food is
That's one part.
right. It seems like I was resting a lot. By now, my vertebrae were deteriorating. Yeah. So this is cut to. So this was 20 years old when I finally got the diagnosis.
Oh, okay. Alright, this is for you. Please listen. Nice and not. Nice and not just for you.
Yes, it is good to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Definitely. So keep doing what you're doing. And if you believe you're working hard, work harder and whatnot. I'm going to check back on you next week.
Good.
If you think I'm kidding,
He's not.
holla at me. I stay true to my word. If you do not work on one of these pillar things next week, I'm going to cuss you out. Okay? So let's work on one of these 5 pillars. And I'm going to come back next week and I want to know what you've worked on.
That's good.
That's awesome. So let me know if you're going to work on that, please. I'm waiting for your response.
I'm just looking for it.
Ask why it happened. But the thing that I find most interesting in the story is that you decide to ask the question, what are my vertebrae made of?
Yeah.
And taking that ownership, which you must have been like your late teens at that point.
Yeah. So this is cut to. So this was 20 years old when I finally get the diagnosis.
Okay.
And I'm in college at the
Yes,
time.
I'll work that feather, girl. I'll work that
I went
feather.
from like a chronic kind of nuisance of a pain to chronic
Woosney.
debilitating pain over the course.
Okay, so basically this man's broke his hip running, and then he found out he had his discs were disintegrating, and all of the doctors said that he wasn't gonna make it.
Pick one.
Of a few weeks, and this is important and I always like to share this whenever I can. My very first physician, he put my MRI up to see, and he told me that I had a spine of an 8-year-old man. I had 2 ruptured discs, and my vertebrae were deteriorating. And so
Kevin
when he
saw
says
me.
this to me, you know, I'm immediately like, okay, so what do we do? Like, let's fix it, you know? And he's like, you know, I'm sorry, son, there's nothing you can do about this. And what happened, and I know you've heard about this several times, the placebo effect is something where you get a positive injunction from somebody who's an authority figure, and you proceed to have certain symptoms happen or changes in your physiology. And a lot of people don't realize this, but placebos are actually 33% effective. That's the power of the mind. But what he did for me was something called a nocebo effect. This is giving somebody a negative injunction that something bad is going to happen, and your physiology begins to change from that. And so
Anxiety attacks.
I spent the next 2.5 years in a lot of pain, a lot of drugs, prescribed and over the counter, and just laying on my floor, you know, because not only was this painful, but it was embarrassing. You know, I went from kind of being one of the cool guys to like, I'm walking around campus with a back brace and just, you know, really kind of losing myself. I saw different doctors. I, you know, went through the whole gamut of why me, why did this happen to me, why won't somebody help me, and really playing this victim role. And it wasn't until I actually decided to get well that everything changed. And most people never do that with their bodies, with their health, with their relationships. It's mostly like, I'll see what'll happen, wishful thinking, I'll give this a try. But when you really decide something, you're cutting away the possibility of anything else but that thing. And I'm a big student of lexicon, and the word decision is from the Latin de, meaning from, and caedere, which means to cut. So when you make a real decision about something, you cut away the possibility of anything else but that thing. And so I decided no matter what, I'm going to get well. And that set me, and it wasn't like, you know, the clouds parted and like the sun shined and everything was okay. I'm a very analytical person as well. And so I put a plan together. I decided, and now it's time to do something. You know, number one, put a plan together, and that plan entailed 3 specific things. I changed the way I was eating, which giving my body the actual raw materials that it needed to regenerate me was important. And I was on what I called the tough diet at the time, which is typical university food. So I'm no joke, I'm eating pizza daily. My vitamin C is coming like from Sunny D. And so it's no wonder I was made out of terrible stuff, you know? And so I asked this really important question, which you mentioned. Okay, if my spine is deteriorating, if my bones are deteriorating, what is it actually made of? And that set me down this incredible path of discovery, because what we hear in kind of common culture is, you know, if you want strong, healthy bones, drink milk. And come to find out, calcium is one of the least important things. And even getting it from your diet, it doesn't exactly work in your body the way that we're marketed to because it's marketing. And so I found out that things like silica, magnesium, sulfur-bearing amino acids, all these things are in some cases even more important. So I start to get all those nutrients in my body through food, primarily once I really got it, like food is gonna.
And was that, so how did you get that? Because that's where it's becoming a lot more popular now, but when you would have been going through this, people didn't really think like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is around the time I was thinking if I was eating licorice and it was fine because it was fat-free, right? And somebody said, well, I think if you eat too much sugar, it turns into fat. Yeah. And like that didn't even make sense to me. Like, how would that be possible?
Yeah, especially I'm from the Midwest. And so like there was like a wild oats market. Whole Foods had just opened. And so I think it's really important, the environment. You know, and I had some friends, they would take me to the stores, and then, you know, that gradually got me into like, not just the supplement aisle. And so I just began to flood my body with all these important nutrients. And also hydration. Your disc in between the vertebrae and your spine. And you would think like, if I want these to be more hydrated, I need to drink more water. But it doesn't work like that. Your disc get hydrated through a process called remote diffusion. And so literally it's like the last place in your body that gets nutrients and hydration. And so you needed to really super hydrate yourself. Make sure your body has an abundance, like an overflow of nutrients to make sure they get to the right place. So that was number one, was nutrition. Number two was movement. And so exercise is really about 2 main things. Number one is assimilation. And I came across some research that showed that when you actually are doing walking while taking on specific supplements for your bones, your bone density goes even higher, all right? Because that walking helps your body to assimilate. Number two is elimination, elimination of toxins. Because your lymphatic system, which, especially when you're getting healthier, your body is trading out a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of dead cells, there's a lot of metabolic waste products. And so how do you get that stuff out of your system? You have to move, because your lymphatic system doesn't have a pump like your cardiovascular system does. And you actually have 4 times more lymph than you do blood. And so that movement was so important in healing. And here's the problem: is that oftentimes when you have an injury or an issue like this, we're told not to do anything. That's often the worst thing you can do because things will start to atrophy. If you don't use it, you lose it. And so I just
that's like the main thing. He basically fixed himself with no one's help. But even if it's genetics, you could fix it. Genetics are just a set of DNAs that you get.
That doesn't mean it's a part of you that you cannot change it. Trust, you can change it. If genetics were a thing that we weren't able to change, then I would be a sucky ass person.
We'd be different. We change every day.
Exactly. So genetics doesn't mean anything. Genetics is just the similarities between 60% of our genes are as similar as to a banana. Did you know that? Fun fact. 60%. So like a banana is like straight up your uncle.
So you're impressionable.
Right. And like well, if people, why would you believe something if you think about it? So if people are going to keep telling you things that you aren't aware of or that you do not understand, does that mean you have to believe it? Because a lot of things, especially in this society, people are told a lot of things and they believe it because they do not know information about it and they do not know the actual knowledge about it, so they have no choice but to believe it. So we have people that end up following whatever the society or the government says and be like, this is what's the real life thing, so that. And then there's people who are like, oh, well, I have no other information, so I have to believe that. But you do not have to believe it. Question them. If there's anything that people tell you, question them. Even question us. I mean, you've been questioning us and we've been responding to everything, right? Even if the things that we respond to you with, look up and research that information. So we're not telling you things that go do these things because there's something wrong with you. We're telling you these things to make you better. So what's interesting is the people that are telling you these things, they're like, this is happening to you and your body and your muscles are disintegrating and yada, yada, yada. AKA telling you things that are wrong with you when they do not even actually know. What we're doing is saying, you can actually heal yourself. Do this and this and this, and you will actually become a much better, stronger human being, both mentally and physically and emotionally and internally and externally. So these are the things that you really want to try to work on. Then I find things that have similar characteristics and make me think more about it. So you find things that have similar characteristics, but that doesn't mean you actually have it. Casablanca. Yeah, I was talking to this kid in so long. I hope you are doing well, sir. Huh? Oh. Yeah, I hope you're killing the game, bro. Like, I see some of your dance stuff. Killing the gamer. You beautiful human, you. But yeah, homegirl, keep doing your thing. Like I said, I really want you to work on those 5 pillars, and really take into consideration on working on yourself. Like I said, I'm gonna come back next week and find one thing that you're going to stick to, and find one thing that you're going to really try to work on yourself with, because honey, it is necessary. I hate when Vitana leaves me here with all this technology stuff, because it stresses me out. I'm over here looking like there's screens I've never had this many screens in front of my face before, and I feel like I'm left with such a... Oh, Fatana, are you responding? Wait, Fatana, can you hear me? Did you... Oh, what the front door? How is it with... Oh God, Oh God, Vatan is answering. He's not next to me right now. Am I freaking out? Slightly. But you know, if I die, I die. I die. You know what? Take me away. Kara. Hey, babes. Hey, girl. How you doing, girl? How you doing, girl? I hope everything's going well, and hope you're feeling nice. Oh, this mother effer is using his phone. That's why. Here he comes. Wapash. Oh, there it is. But yes, he brought me more water. And you know what's funny? She said, you'll be fine. Girl, how you gonna say I'll be fine? Thanks for the advice. Now I'm returning the same advice to you. You'll be fine. Every little thing is gonna be alright. That's right, girl. Now, here's what I want you to do to take the same advice and throw it right back at yourself. Every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about the thing. Come on, shine up all. Cause every little thing, tick it, gonna be alright. Yeah, man. Saying don't worry about the thing. Cause every little thing gonna be alright. My pleasure. What was I going to say? Yeah, so like I said, please work on what we said you should work on. And even to help you, I have this app called LifeSum.
Really?
It's no, oh shit. Oh, it's the green thing right there. It tells me what I should be eating and how many calories I need to eat and what I should be eating, and it tells me the stuff that I eat, if it's good or bad, if it's nutritious or if it's like killing my body, and how much protein I need to intake and how much fat I ate and how much things I burned and how many carbs I've intaked and yada yada yada. And yeah, it's great. The reason I have my phone out is because I'm going to enter that I ate like 4 bananas. Because I need to do that because I barely ate that much today. So yeah.
What is it? LifeSum, S-U-M?
LifeSum, LIFSUM, for my people who want to download that app. It's a dope app too. It really tells you things like detail wise, which is pretty cool. Because for me, I need to intake a lot of food because I do not eat enough. But I'm always taking care of, like, I'm always meditating and always working on myself internally, so I don't feel the need to eat that much because I still have a lot of energy, but I still need to take care of this vessel because this vessel is my throne and is the God vessel. So we need to make it work to do things that it needs to do to last long. Type what?
The app.
Oh, the IPE. Let me see if I spelled it right.
Alright. So he can
Oh.
talk to you about that. But I was gonna say one of my favorite things to do, and I mentioned it earlier, get a piece of paper and write everything down. All of the thoughts that you have, I want you to write all of it down. Every single one that you have, even if it's pages worth. I remember someone doing this exercise and they put like 5 or 10 pages.
And it doesn't have to be a lot too. So don't stress out by like, oh my god, I don't have that much to write down. If it's 2 things, let it be 2 things. So
yeah. Just anything that comes to mind. It's because I want you to see it, but I want to see it. And
thank you for your work. Sorry,
no,
talking Casablanca at the same time.
What makes me think, or when you responded the way that you have been about bringing up certain things, but this, but that, but this, I want to see all those on a piece of paper so that we can work backwards from it. You don't have to do it right now. I think the most important thing now is sleep. More than anything else.
For real.
It's trying to get your sleep because now is prime time. Prime time sleep, remember, is from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. I don't know if you knew that.
Prime time for what?
Prime time sleep is 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's like a hack.
10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Of sleep?
So if you go in that window, if you sleep in between that window, it's almost like double time. It's like bonus points.
Word.
So if you sleep from like 10...
I'm good because I go to sleep at like 1:30 a.m. It's great.
So that's a life hack.
He does too, though. Don't get me wrong, because he'll be
Sometimes.
messaging me at like 3 o'clock. No, just kidding.
Sometimes.
No, it's
Once
not
in a
all the
while.
time. Once in a while. I'm about to take a sleep right now. Primetime game points.
Yeah, dude. It's like not even a joke. I'll tell some people who like to stay up and work late. I'm like, look, don't miss the window. Take advantage of that window. It's better that you sleep through that window and then wake up and do something instead. Because it's a fact. It's not a theory. You better sleep, boy.
Wow. A whole new world. A place that I never knew. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. You guys are life changing. No. You're life changing.
We're all life changing.
We are all life
We
changing.
can't change lives if we're not changing. If you're not there
Right.
to help us change the life.
Mm-hmm.
But we need everyone else to help change our lives.
AKA, we need the world.
Yes.
So, life's I still have this feather in my head. I keep forgetting. Right now, what right now, sleep or tomorrow? Like right now, girl. Right now, whatever your world. A dazzling. Oh, a whole new world. I'm mad. You know the lyrics. A dazzling place I never knew. What's next? Go. What's next? Hurry. Type it fast. I know you're supposed to go to sleep, but just type it. Go. You're taking too long. A whole new world. A dazzling place I never knew. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Crystal clear. So now I'm in a whole new world with you. It's probably not the lyrics.
Okay, so Angel said, with your literal problem of not eating or eating and feeling pain, is water fasting or liquid fasting?
Yes.
And throw in herbs. So do some research, like literally look up see, when we talk about working backwards, right? If you write all of your problems, okay, we're gonna identify your mind and like, okay, these are all the things that she thinks about, and then we're gonna work backwards to where it comes from. And it's easier to identify, like, okay, so this is that kind of problem, this is this kind of problem. You can find the herb that you need, okay? I can probably help find that out for you. Or you could ask Joanne, maybe she might know. Because Joanne knows a lot of things. Herbs and fasting, water or liquid. So always drink a ton of water all the time, even when you're not thirsty, because most of us are dehydrated and we just don't know it. And the other thing is, if you can juice or drink smoothies, do that. It's one of those things of like, even if you don't feel like it, you just do it. Because if you're going to feel sick not doing it, you might as well feel sick doing it. Because at least you're getting your nutrients. And then eventually, it's going to change.
H2O, the thing that sets you free. Ding! Ads.
Alright, so I'm going to educate you a little bit on this.
Me or her?
You.
Me
It's
and
your- either you and or, yeah, I'm just going to do this.
Very cool.
Okay, so I mean, I
Just to let you guys know, I'm gonna go in a few moments because my ass is tired and I went overtime.
Yeah, you did. It's okay, everyone goes overtime.
We all go overtime? Great.
Yeah,
I'm happy we all go
But usually
overtime.
I definitely stop
But-
around 12.
I'm coming back next week
Oh, you are.
to check on
Oh, you are.
what's her name? You thought I forgot. Jesse? You thought I forgot about you? Girl, I'm serious. When I say something, it's real life. I'm here next week and you better work on something. If you don't work on something, we're gonna have issues. I need a shower. I smell like trash. I am not taking care of this vest. I don't know how he's standing next to me and breathing right now.
Unconditional love.
Unconditional love. At least he admits
That's
it.
not enough. So you have to drink more than half your body weight in water.
Yes.
At least.
Yes.
At least. But more than that.
About 2-3 bottles a day. No, you're supposed to at least drink a gallon of water. At least. And I shouldn't be talking because
Look.
I will go through an entire 3-hour, 4-hour rehearsal without even drinking any water and be
if you
like,
don't
huh,
like
I'm
smoothies,
thirsty.
do juicing. If you don't like juicing or smoothies, just super alkali. It's nutrient stuff.
Dopamine fasting.
Dopamine fasting is a good thing too. I can tell you about that if you have no idea what that is.
I don't have no idea what that is.
If you don't like smoothies,
Explain that to me,
Think
Kaka.
about it this way: do you like anxiety? Would you rather have anxiety or drink smoothies? It's like you have to think of it that way. Would you rather deal with all the things you've been dealing with, or do the things that you feel like suck, but you know are going to give you the results that you need? But okay. Yo, dopamine fasting is so hard. I know,
Really?
you can do it. You can't do it. No, you can do it.
I mean, I can do anything.
Dopamine is satisfaction and excitement of any kind.
Yeah, I know. I know that. But how's dopamine what's dopamine fasting?
So you know how fast, like food fasting,
Yeah.
like eating or something? Mm-hmm. That means you're not allowed to activate your dopamine sensors.
What?
You can't have fun.
Ha!
For 30 days.
That's impossible.
No, it's possible.
Actually, no.
You can't stimulate yourself to have any type of release to have fun.
So like, what if
Anything,
like reading?
Zero.
So I'll just meditate. Actually, I can do that.
Because the point is, right, that as a society, this gives us so much dopamine, which is why we are the way that we are. So in order to...
This does not give me dopamine. This gives me stress. Let me tell you this.
The normal person. Okay?
I guess I'm not normal.
So who uses it as escapism and stuff, right? We're different. Because I don't like doing that either. I'm just like, right? I like making stuff. It's different. Right. But the point is like pretend like drinking. You have a tolerance for drinking, right? And it builds up the more you drink, or getting high, you need more. Dopamine, where we release it so much that we need more of it. Now, when you go on dopamine fast, it's like being a baby again. It's like anything will be like, that was great. You know, like a baby.
Oh.
Being excited about everything.
I feel like I low-key do that when I meditate anyways. Because
well, meditating isn't fun.
Yeah.
So you could meditate for 30 days.
So like, because there'll be a certain time where I'll meditate for a very long time. And so no videos, no TV, no reading, no so I don't watch videos anyways, no TV.
Be happy, you can't dance.
What?
You can't listen to music. You can't do things that make you have fun, literally.
Well, like, sometimes dance doesn't make me have fun. Sometimes dance, I'm like, I don't want to dance. Music.
As soon as you see someone going off, you're gonna be like,
well,
dopamine goes off.
I think I can do that because like I'm like thinking about it, but I'm like, wait, this is actually really hard. I like challenges, so this is a challenge I might actually do because like, well, it's hard because everything my existence involves aside from business. You can't talk to people aside from business. That's the thing. So my existence involves speaking with humans. So like I wouldn't be able to connect with others aside from business. So I wouldn't have a normal conversation with a human being in regards of like how I'm feeling. So I would just talk about business stuff and then that's it. And then okay. You know what? You see, we should have never had this conversation because my connections are about to be really upset with me. They'll be like, why aren't you talking to me anymore? I'm fasting. I'm dopamine fasting. Don't talk to me.
Basically.
Block everybody. Don't go on social media for 30 days. I barely go on social media. Anyways, I'm trying to fix that. I'm going to fix that.
But you know, you can't be out in nature and be like, you can't do that either.
I can't be like what?
Like you can't, like, you know how we can get happy off of like being in nature and stuff?
Yeah.
You can't do that.
So you're telling me I can't even go out in Earth?
Be happy for 30 days. And I remember someone putting a comment, oh, it's like being depressed, basically.
Practically. So you're telling me I have to sit in the corner of my room for 30 days after everything I do and just meditate? Because that's what I would do. I would just meditate. So I can't even work out. Because, like, I mean, working out to me is not always fun. No, it's not fun. That's crazy. Whoever dopamine's fast is crazy.
Look, I'll play a video on it right now.
Because I meditate and then I find myself still getting shocked as a kid. And I'm just like, wow, that's like so awesome. People are like, oh, wow, like your reaction's like a child. I'm like, well, it's so awesome. But it's not like that with everything. Even when certain people do certain things, I'm just like, that's stupid. But like, when I find those stupid things like very interesting because I'm dopamine fasting. Working out. Yeah, no, you can. So I can work out, write, and meditate. Okay. I think I would be able to do that. I'm gonna try that.
You're gonna be a different
And drink water. Obviously, drink water and eat. Obviously.
So I received the following comment a couple of videos ago from a Mr. Bot. He asked, how does one recover from a period of unwanted slacking off? What are some good practices and ways to recover? Essentially asking how to get your life back together. Now, when I came across this comment, the first thing that came to my mind was actually...
No food! Nah, homie.
Many years ago, back in college, when I was drinking, smoking, and simply partying way too hard. It's a ritual that worked extremely well for me back then, and it's something that I still do at least once or twice every single year. I call it the dopamine fast. Now, in order for this to work, you have to treat it like a sort of holiday. This is an entire day event that starts from the moment you wake up all the way until the moment you fall asleep. And this is a special holiday because unlike most other holidays which are fun and filled with activities, the entire purpose of this one is to have as little fun as possible, which means that there's a huge list of things that you cannot do. That's right, things that you consider to be fun, entertaining, or pleasurable are strictly forbidden. So this means no food. All you're allowed to do is drink water.
Who said food is fun?
It releases happy stuff.
Which includes surfing the web and or social media of any kind. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. No watching of videos.
I don't care about that.
No TV.
I don't care about
YouTube,
phone.
No Netflix.
I don't care about watching stuff.
No substances of any kind. No alcohol. No weed.
Okay,
no drugs.
I
No
can do
cigarettes.
that.
And
Easy.
nothing with caffeine.
Easy.
No video games.
I don't
no
play
music,
video
no
games.
hanging out with
Music
your
is a
friends,
fucking
no
torture.
talking to anyone,
That pisses me
unless
off.
it's an emergency
That
or for
pisses me.
something
Hanging out with
work-related.
people,
No
I...
masturbating and finding
No
out
masturbating!
any books, fiction,
Well, goddamn! No, I'm kidding.
Now, here's what you can do.
No, but really, no listening to music.
You can walk around outside.
You can drink water.
Meditate.
You can walk
do
around,
some light
meditate,
exercise.
exercise.
And most importantly of all, you can write using a pen and paper. And those are the rules. Now, at this point in time, you're probably wondering, why in the world would anyone do this to themselves? It sounds miserable. It sounds like torture.
Drink water, exercise,
I'm going to show
meditate.
you exactly why the dopamine fast is so effective and how committing to this ritual can force you into becoming extremely productive again. And I'm also going to explain why writing is so important during a dopamine fast. But before we do that, I do want to thank the sponsors of today's videos, the guys over at Zero Watches. If you're going to be doing a dopamine fast, which means you're basically doing nothing all day, trust me, you're going to end up wondering what the time
I'm
is.
still stuck on the masturbation part. No food?
Food one threw me off.
That's what's crazy for me. No pencils. How the fuck are you not supposed to write? Nah, I think you tripping, bro. You tripping. I keep looking over here, but you tripping, bro.
It's accessories like watches that can change your entire demeanor and how people view you because, well, a good watch indicates that you're someone of high status. Now, there are a lot of cookie-cutter, mass-produced, low-quality watches out there, so
What is this? An ad?
find a good watch to add to your outfit nowadays.
Can we go back to the no food?
They have expensive-looking designs, and the quality is top-notch. On top of all that, they're super affordable. They provide the look and the feel of a watch worth 5x the price point. Now, I managed to get Zero to hook us up with an amazing deal that I know you guys are going to love. All you have to do is click on the link in the description box below to find out more about it. Alright, so let's resume our
we'll give you
conversation
dance fast.
about the
Subscribe to
dopamine
us.
fast. Now, there are two main reasons as to why it's so effective. The first is that it starves your donkey. What do I mean by this? Well, if
I don't
you
like
think
how he
about
says
the
starves your
relationship
donkey.
between your mind and body.
I don't like it.
Relationship between a rider
What's
and
the
a
donkey? That's
if
the
you're riding
question.
a donkey and you want it to move, all you have to do is wave a carrot in front of him. This is similar to how if you want to convince your body to do something that's hard, all you have to do is think about the reward you'll get after. This is basically how habits work. We automatically do things as long as there is a decent reward that follows, as long as there is a carrot on a stick.
That's
Now, what happens
understandable.
to us when our life is a mess is that we've been indulging in too many stimulating things. Things like porn, drugs, junk food, and binge watching
What are those
shows
heart
all
things
produce a
happening?
huge amount of dopamine. This is equivalent to letting
Someone
your donkey eat at a
tapping.
buffet
Really?
of carrots and other tasty
That
healthy
much?
vegetables. If your donkey's been
Oh,
eating
people
at a
don't have
buffet all
lives.
week, he's not going to be motivated.
Whoever's
to
tapping
eat
this much on the heart,
anymore because he's
do
full.
something with your
When you
life.
commit to doing a dopamine fast, you're essentially
Hi,
starving
Carla.
your donkey. You're giving your body as little stimulation as possible for an entire day. And when your donkey is starving, you can easily convince him to move by waving just a little carrot in front of him. This means when you wake up in the morning after doing a dopamine fast, you'll find it much easier to convince yourself to go to the gym or to read some pages of a book by thinking about the reward more you will give yourself after. The second reason committing to a dopamine fast is so effective is because it prevents you from masking your pain. What is the purpose of pain? Well, if you think about it, pain is an indicator that something is wrong and needs to be fixed, right? It's a sign that there's a problem somewhere. If your hand is touching something that's too hot, you feel pain and your brain goes, there's a problem over there, and it automatically moves your hand. Pain is necessary for us to fix our problems. The same thing applies to emotional pain. Things like rejection, loneliness, and shame. These are all indicators that something is wrong in our lives. But the problem with us humans is that we love to run away from these feelings. We love to self-medicate
probably
with
just
pleasure
impressing
instead of
the
solving the
stupid-ass
actual problem. That's why so many people turn to
Yeah, I
food,
see it.
drugs, sex, and alcohol when they're in a bad mood. Because all of these things can make that pain go away, at least temporarily. Now, when you do a dopamine fast, you have no way of avoiding your problems because there's literally nothing you can do to mask any of the pain.
Wow.
And this forces you to address all of the problems that
Well,
you've
yeah,
been
that's
running away
like
from
meditating.
for who knows how long. And here's where writing comes in. In order to address this pain, the best thing to do is to write, to organize your thoughts, to figure out why you're
I have a
feeling this way to
journal. I
begin
do
with,
that.
and to eventually come up with
Why
a plan.
food, though?
See,
That's
every
the
time
question.
I commit to doing a dopamine fast,
People
I'll
will
spend
bitch on
at
food
least
when
a
they get
couple
sad.
of hours
Those are
writing
fat
throughout
asses.
the
That's
day.
what I call
Here
them,
are a
fat
couple
asses.
of very good questions to ask yourself. These are the writing prompts that I'll use most often whenever I commit to doing a dopamine fast. Question number 1. Do I feel any discomfort today? If so, where in my body am I feeling it? Is this an emotion or is this physical pain? If it's an emotion, try to describe it. Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it shame? What does it feel like? Question number 2. Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Now, it's important not to blame a chemical reason or, genetics or other people, because most of the time, the reason we feel bad is because of something that we can control. There are almost always things that you are doing that are causing these issues. So ask yourself, what things have I been doing that could possibly be causing these issues? Question number
Nothing,
3,
I'm great.
what should I do to fix it? What are 1 to 3 things that I can do tomorrow that will at least somewhat address this pain? Things that will get me a couple of steps closer to fixing whatever problem is causing this pain. Question number 4, what would my life be like if I did not do any of these 1 to 3 things for the next 5 years? Assume the worst possible scenario and really describe it. And finally, question number 5. What would my life be like if I stuck to these 1 to 3 things consistently for the next 5 years? Assume the best possible scenario and really, really describe it. Now, the key to getting the most out of these writing prompts is to write a lot. The more you write, the better. But allow yourself to really focus on what you're writing. Give yourself some time to think between answering each of these prompts. Write slowly and neatly. You have all of the time in the world because, quite frankly, there isn't much else to do. If you answer all of these prompts in detail, you're going to have a clear idea of exactly what you need to do tomorrow. You're going to feel pretty motivated to stick to the 1 to 3 things that you wrote about because you'll come to realize that there are things that will get you closer to solving your problems. And that's why the dopamine fast is so effective. Now again, this is a ritual that I came up with, but worked really, really well for me. So I'm curious as to whether or not it will have the same effect for you guys. If you're trying to get your life back together, try this out and let me know in the comments below how you felt the next day.
Nah.
Besides that, guys, stay tuned.
Nah, my life's together, fam.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I was like, my life's together too.
I'm good. I'm not going on no If I go on the dopamine fast, it's gonna be because I want to challenge myself, and we all know I like to challenge myself. So like that's gonna be the only reason I go on a dopamine fast. But if I go on a dopamine fast, let me tell you, ain't nothing stopping me from eating my food. Okay, nothing is stopping me from eating my food.
That's crazy. It's the chemicals that go off when you eat. That's why. It's the pleasure.
I mean, what the heck? Who gets pleasure from eating? Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, you see, the thing is, I feel like I don't. Maybe I do get pleasure from eating, but
You
like,
don't just eat to fill yourself.
I
I'm sure
do.
You enjoy it.
I mean, I eat because I'm like, I know my body needs it.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, okay, but if I don't eat to get full. I notice people eat to get full. Mm-hmm. I don't eat to get full because I know when I was a kid I was conditioned to eat all my food, even if I was already satisfied. But I was like, oh, I have to eat all my food because if I don't eat my food, I'm a bad person. I remember my parents were like, blah, 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 about this. But I now eat to just be satisfied I'm like, all right, my body's good. I don't need to overfill myself because that's unnecessary.
Same.
So,
You feel horrible when you fucking
bananas
eat that much.
is not necessary when you're full.
Eat things you don't like. That's what Nalin said.
Yeah, if anything, eat things you don't like.
I was just gonna say do a juice fast. That's not fun.
Yeah, that's true.
But you'll feel mad energy that you won't be able to use.
Oh my god. If I do a juice
That's
fast,
torture. You're gonna have so much
I'm already
energy.
someone who already has too much energy. Like if I go on this dopamine fast and I go on a juicing fast for like a few days,
It's over.
and
You only need a few days.
and people start to interact with me right after this fast, you might as well just put me in a cage. You might as well put me in a cage or in a zoo and just have people walk by. I'd be like, wow! I love you, man! I don't even know how I have this much energy. My ass is so tired. We're past overtime right now. It's midnight.
Yeah.
We're like way past overtime. I said I was going to leave 30 minutes ago. And I'm still here. That is dedication, mother effers, dedication. We are here on Real Talks, brought to you by Fatan Attach, every Sunday from 7 to 10 p.m. East Coast Central. Members can subscribe to any of his channel for free. Any of his channel, that makes no sense. Members can subscribe to his channel for free once a month on Amazon Prime. On Twitch, when you subscribe to him, it helps him. So please subscribe. Why? Because I did that about last night. Did you receive that email?
I did. I saw it.
Perfect. And you are welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, gentlemen, that's not English, but it's okay because you know what? Not all of us speaks English. Here we are, brought to you by Synchrony, Casa Completely Blanca, and Justin Sokenwe, and Carla J. Franco Cinta, and Wusni, and Jeffrey, Sexual Chocolate, Jean-Philippe. I mean, chocolate under. All right, y'all. Or send me... what? What the hell?
When someone sends me stuff, it makes noise. So, and then it does this. Oh, that's tiny. I have to fix that. Let me make that bigger. Wait, can you do that again?
Who did that?
I need to fix that. So can you? Sorry, do it again. That was Jess. Jess is the only person that understands how to do that.
Oh,
Everyone can do it, but
Jess, go
Can
to
you do that?
sleep.
real quick, and then go to sleep. I'm changing the size, so I just need to make sure it's big enough.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep, my little baby. Go to sleep. Why are Instagram still going? Why are people? Who's watching this right now? Who has nothing to do better with their life? You guys. Interesting. I'm kidding. I have to urinate again, guys.
That's good.
Urination Central here.
Imagine you went on a urination fast.
I can't sing. Imagine if you go on a urination fast. Wow.
Okay, I just have to fix that. And just cheered.
What does that mean? She just cheered.
So that's how people send money.
He said you would die. Oh, she said you would die. Yeah, practically urination fast. Because my bladder would cause an atomic explosion inside of myself. So I would naturally combust.
You know what I wanted to do one day? I haven't done it yet. I want to be blind for X amount of time.
Yo.
I don't want to like blind, I just want to, you know.
Just not
be
see
blind,
and
not
we'll
see,
go.
and
Yeah,
just
I've
live
thought about
life.
that all the time. I think we should do it together as a unit.
We all go around with blindfolds. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
We're like, what? We're
We're
blind.
doing a sight fast, so we can't see.
A sight fast so we can't see, and then when we open our eyes, we're like, oh my god. Oh, honestly, we should do that.
I think you just learn. I think if you cut off each sense for some time, it
Other
just teaches
senses.
you
Oh my
things.
god. Like when I did not talk, I'm telling you, I heard too many things. It was kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like you can hear the, okay, honestly, Jessica. Yes, I said Jessica. You need to go to sleep. I'm gonna sing you a song. Me, 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 me. Go to sleep. That's my.
Yeah, you should go to bed.
That's my song for you. Yeah, girl, you have school.
Go meditate.
And
sleep.
we have definitely meditate.
It'll help a lot.
Yeah, go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Have an enjoying sleep and your silent night. Silent night. Holy night. What are you doing?
I don't even know what I just did.
Oh, sweet. All is calm. All is bright round thy virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. How come we can't see anyone's chat?
I don't know how I did that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out.
It's all good. It's a sign. There it is. Well, girl, if it's gonna make you sleep, start crying. That sound, please. Oh, good. She said good night, but still listening. Girl, go to sleep. Maybe you should go dopamine fasting. That's nice resonance. What are resonance?
They're all still liking shit.
Yeah, who is that? I'm gonna punch them in the throat.
Mainly Justin, mainly.
Is it?
Because so when you look at it and
Yeah.
it shows his symbol,
Yeah.
that tells you who's doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Justin, I'm gonna kick you in the throat next time I see you, bro. Like 16 times. Like, wow, he has really nothing.
It's just like, for like 10 minutes now.
Like, what? How? I can't stand him.
And then Carla here and there.
Yeah.
You'll see her symbol pop up.
That's some nice resonance. I don't know what that means.
She's being fancy because she knows music terms.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. I was thinking about doing it Sunday. That reminds me of a family member who passed away. I was thinking about doing it Sunday. Okay, good night. Okay, good night. Oh no, but like good night for us too, cause like we went overtime, y'all. Thank you for watching. Much love to everyone. Thank you for others who wanted to listen to me and Fatana Thatch. And I appreciate you guys tuning in on Twitch and on Instagram and on Facebook and on Life. And my last thing to you guys is find peace within every single thing you do in your existence, both internally and externally. With love. Okay, bye. I have to urinate.